Stand up, New York Giant fans. Victory Monday. I normally try to go live the day of the game. I was just way too exhausted after we knocked down the Philadelphia Eagles as the New York Giants won their second straight. It feels good, man, to finally beat the Birds. We're 3-7. Now we go into the bye. We got 2 weeks off before we take on the Cincinnati Bengals in a game in which I think we should win. I mean, maybe the odds makers won't have it that way because it's on the road. I think we should win with 2 weeks to prepare with this coaching staff. I think we'll be able to force turnovers against Joe Burrow. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic, but that's my opinion right now. I think we're going to win that game. I think we should win that game, and we'll see what happens. But regardless, it feels good right now to be a New York Giant fan. Hasn't felt this good in a while, in my opinion at least. Everybody's entitled to theirs, but we just knocked off the Philadelphia Eagles. We should be 5-0 in the division, at least 4-1. You could definitely argue we should have won both the Cowboys and the first Eagles game. And right now, things are definitely trending up, in my opinion, for the future of this New York Giants football team. What's going on, Jonathan? What's going on, Big Play Slay? What's going on, Swaggertron? What's going on, Moves? What's going on, Brody? What's going on, Stolen Base Cards? Sports Cards. What's going on, my man? What's going on, Isles Fan? What's going on, Roldy? I think Jameson's in here. My man, Formula Fitness is in here. We got a 2-game winning streak, by the way, guys. I don't know if you knew that. We have a 2-game winning streak. The last time we had a 3-game winning streak was 2016. We got to try to match that this week. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it, man. What's going on, Casper? What's going on, crew? What's going on? Philly sucks. We can all agree with that. Philly sucks. We can all agree with that. What's going on, my man? What's going on, Dan? What's going on, Boss Man? What's going on? It's Mr. Dragon, Allen, J Dimes, Home Team, Bradley, Jorge in the house, man. Buttermilk. Roldy's already saying, wow. I don't know what I said. Whenever I get the wow from Roldy, that means I said something he doesn't like. I don't know what I said, but what's going on, Alan Greenwood? Alan says, bring back Baker. From what I read, Alan, it's not gonna happen. Joe Judge already came out. He gave an official statement that the Giants aren't going to do it. He says that it's basically paraphrasing a bit that it's not in the organization's best interest. I'm not too surprised, and I think it was a Joe Judge decision from the start. Gettleman, of course, traded up to get DeAndre Baker, so I don't think this is a Gettleman decision. I think it's much more of a Joe Judge decision, and I don't think they're bringing him back. I would have welcomed it because that's our biggest weakness right now on defense. He's a former first-round pick. I wouldn't have been upset if we brought him back, but it doesn't look like it's going to be in the cards. Stephen Lilly, man, thank you so much, man. I says, I dare you to look in the cam and keep a straight face and tell me you didn't mess your underpants after that one. I didn't mess my underpants, Stephen Lilly. I checked. I double-checked after the game. I didn't miss my underpants. But congratulations on the win, New York Giants fan. Congratulations on the win, Stephen Lilly, one of my best supporters from across the pond. What's going on, my man? What's going on there? Sugar Tosh, thanks for popping in the stream. Bradley says, ring the bell for victory. What's going on there? Jonathan G, what's going on? Gideon Vinkersey, what's going on? Het, love Het, man. What's going on, my man? Thank you to everybody for being here. And I just want to celebrate with you guys for a couple of hours, talk about the game and talk about the future of this team, talk about the playoff possibilities, even though it's still slim. We still got to beat the Bengals before that even becomes a remote possibility, in my opinion. But I know you guys are still amped up as I am. I couldn't stop thinking about the game even today. I got like 3 hours of sleep. I could barely sleep last night. I got like 3 hours of sleep. What's going on, Nelson? What's going on, Mark Spinelli? Thanks for popping in the stream. What's up, Noir? What's up, Jordan? Ohm says, got to wear sunglasses. Future looking bright. That's right, man. I'm not watching the game right now, KP, so I don't know about the Bears offense, but it's I know it's not that good of an offense. Ayo fam, what's going on? He says, hey Chris, what's going on, Ayo fam, man? Are you doing callers? No, that'll be Saturday. Every Saturday I do the call, and this is just gonna be a traditional Q&A where I hang out with you guys, talk to the chat. Every Saturday I do that, so I'll be doing the video calling this Saturday, Casper. Let's see. Roldy says, Chris, I said wow because I didn't realize it's been 3 years since we had a 3-game winning streak. Yeah, 4 years actually, 2016. So 17, 18, and 19, we did not have a 3-game winning streak. You got to go all – I mean, when you think about it, Roldy, it makes sense because 2017 we won, 3 games total? 2018, I think we won 4 games total or 5 games total and 4 games total last year. We have not won 3 games in a row since 2016. So the New York Giants will have that opportunity in 2 weeks against the Cincinnati Bengals. So hopefully we can get it done. Belly, man, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for popping in the stream, buddy. Great supporter of mine. Glad to see you here, my man. Let's see what we got. Sabrina's in the chat. Love Sabrina. How you doing, Sabrina? Gideon Vinkrasy says the Bengals are no slouch at home. Yeah, I don't think this game's gonna be a pushover. Joe Burrow, they tied with the Eagles. Their offense, they have some weapons. I don't think it's gonna be a pushover, but I do think, Gideon, here's my thought process on the game. I think with the extra time to prepare, I personally think we have the better coaching staff. I think the Giants are going to come out with a good game plan. I think they're going to force some turnovers on Joe Burrow. And maybe my opinion will change. I don't think it will, though. I think we got a very smart coaching staff. I think we'll be able to game plan with that extra week. You have an inexperienced quarterback. I think the New York Giants are going to take advantage of him. J-Man, thank you very much, man. Jason Garrett is making everyone look good right now. Jason Garrett's been calling good games, J-Man. Jason Garrett's been calling good games for the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I kept saying it. I knew it was going to take 3, 4, 5 weeks for him to really open up the offense because the offensive line wasn't good yet. You know, they had to learn to block, and now you're starting to see them open it up a bit. Let's see what we got. Blue Collar, man. Thank you so much. Let me just read Anthony real quick. Anthony says, I honestly think our defense is better than our offense is clicking. I agree with that. I mean, as a whole, for the year, Anthony, 100%. The defense has been much more consistent. It's just encouraging that the offense is starting to get going because they look completely stagnant the first 4 or 5 weeks. Anthony, the last 3 weeks, though, they're starting to turn it up. They're starting to progress, and that's all I'm asking for. And I hope by the end of the year they can continue this consistency. Blue Collar, thank you so much, man. Tana confidence can get us on a roll. I'm excited to get to see McKinney. How much playing time do you think he will get? That's a great question. This is just me guessing. I don't think he's going to step in and get 1,000 snaps. I don't think 80 snaps, 70 snaps, whatever a full allotment is for a game. I think they'll slowly implement him in. He's going to get some playing time, I would think, right out of the bye. But I'm curious to see the role that they put him in and the roles that they put everybody else in. I'll say 30 to 40 snaps right away, and he'll start to get more and more playing time as the season wears along. That's my prediction. And I don't know who's going to lose playing time. I'm leaning Yadam, and maybe they move Logan Ryan to the outside. It could be Darnay Holmes. Maybe they move Logan Ryan to the slot. I don't know. Logan Ryan's going to stay in the lineup, though. Lefty, man, thank you so much, man. Drop charge on D. Baker, crazy. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Lefty, that story for the whole – and he's not going to be a Giant. Joe Judge came out and said it. But that story, the whole DeAndre Baker story to me, it's like a Hollywood script. Like that case changed 7 times. All I could say is I'm happy for DeAndre Baker, and I hope that he makes the most of this opportunity. You never want to see a guy that's 22 years old go to jail for 10 years and affect the rest of his life. So I'm happy that he was acquitted. And I hope he's going to get an opportunity in the NFL. I hope he makes the most of it, but I don't think it'll be with the Giants. Stephen Lilly, man, thank you so much, man. Bradbury going to say, hello, Burrow. Welcome to the NFL. I sure hope so, man. Bradbury, I didn't talk about Bradbury enough in my post game. Bradbury actually had a really good game as well, but we're kind of used to that. So I almost don't got to say it. And Benny, I didn't forget about you. I didn't forget about you, Benny. I told you I'd give you a shout-out, Benny, man. Thank you for popping in the stream, man. What the hell? I got to come in here to be remembered. Never forget the GM. Benny Breeze, what's going on, man? Benny's been with me forever, man. Great supporter of my channel. My man, Subo, he says, did you see Boldinger's breakdown on the improved O-line play? Gotta love it, and it looks like Lemieux is playing better than his PFF grade. Yeah, this PFF grade the first week was like 34, and I didn't really get that. The second week, I didn't think Lemieux was great in pass protection. But he's definitely – I don't know what his PFF grade was this week, Subo, to be honest with you. I watched Boldy's breakdown. I actually retweeted it. He showed a block that Evan Ingram made against I think it was Graham. It was a really good breakdown. But, yeah, the offensive line, it looks leaps and bounds better, and he was kind of breaking it down and associating it with the coaching staff and how they're being coached up better. And I think a lot of it has to do with Mark Colombo. Mark Colombo's a really good offensive line coach. I think you're starting to see it pay off. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, my man. And let's see. I don't like to miss anybody. My man Zeke Anderson. Zeke, congratulations on the win, man. I always talk to you on Twitter. He says, "Beloved, I'm still hype right now. I still want Dave Gettleman gone. Another GM can get us to where we need to be." Yeah, Zeke, listen, man. I'm never scared to share my opinion. I know when I make videos like that, it's gonna ruffle some feathers because some people don't like them. That's what I respect about you guys. As long as you respect my opinion, we could disagree. I understand why people don't like Dave Gettleman. But I don't need to explain myself. I explain myself in the video why I think that we should stay with Gettleman at least for another year. But listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to go with whatever the team says. It's not like I think Dave Gettleman is the greatest GM of all time. I just think it's in the best interest of the team going forward, at least for one more year. LaShawn, man, thank you so much, man. He says, hi. Hola, LaShawn, man. Thank you for popping in the stream, man. Thank you for being such a great supporter of the channel, man. I really appreciate it. I got a shout out. I got a shout out Afghanistan. What's up, Afghanistan? My man. Let's see what we got. Prison Mike. What's going on there, Prison Mike? And I see Jameson's in the chat as well. I told him I'd say hello to him. Let me say hello to a couple people in here. New York Mets, New York Giants, Big E, Joey Lutz. Been with me forever. What's going on, Joey Lutz? Jameson, Jabari, Waterfly. Congratulations to all the New York Giant fans out there, man. Kristaps Porzingis, Danny, Rammerman, Philip Henning's in the chat. Joseph Bass in the chat. Riley Dixon for MVP. Riley Dixon was the best player. Might have been the best player in that game yesterday. Prison Mike, man, thank you so much. I love Jabril Peppers. We won that trade. We won the trade just for the simple reason that Beckham can't stay healthy. Yeah, we won the trade. Yuri, man, thank you so much. He says, the logical sense would tell me we will draft a cornerback from Alabama. He has ties to Joe Judge, Patrick Surtain. Yeah, Yuri, that's been the guy I've kind of been propping up for the last 2 weeks or so. And again, it's going to be dependent on where we draft. You know, if we make the playoffs, which we actually could right now, not saying I'm picking it, he's not going to be there. So it depends on where we're picking. And it depends on what we do in free agency. But right now, if you asked me if the draft started today and there was no free agency period and we were picking 6, 7, 8 in that range, I'd be leaning Patrick Surtain. Our corner situation is dreadful. And we need good corner play in this defense. Thank you very much, man. Finally fixing the O-line. That's right, my man. Millennials don't remember people called Eli a bust in his early years. DJ is fine. This is what it looks like to develop a young quarterback, not name Mahomes. Listen, I always tell the story. My good friend Brian, growing up, he was a guy that doubted Eli Manning, I think in his second year or his third year. He used to tell me every Sunday that they should start Jared Lorenzen. And I say it all the time, the most popular player on a football team is the backup quarterback. It's the backup quarterback or the hot prospect in next year's draft. I still think Jones could develop into a good quarterback. I do believe that. Belly, man, thank you very much, man. Are you worried that the Cowboys can get an easier Are you worried that the Cowboys get an easier run-in? Belly, do you mean get their schedule? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean a better pick? If you mean by schedule, I think the Cowboys are done this year. I don't look at them as contenders for the playoffs. And if you mean a higher pick, because I don't know exactly what you meant by that, Belly, but if you meant a higher pick, I mean, maybe a little bit. They could draft the quarterback if they're moving on from Dak. But it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. I still love the future of this New York Giants team. I'm not going to worry about draft picks right now. I'm worried about the rest of the season. Let's see. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. And by the way, Neil's already barking, I hear. Watch Medicine, man. Thank you very much, man. Whose playing time Xavier McKinney will take up? My guess, this is just guessing, is it's either going to take up Darnay Holmes or who's ever the outside cornerback right now, whether it's Yadam or Ryan Lewis. Maybe they move Logan Ryan to the outside. I think they're going to keep Logan Ryan in one of those roles once he gets fully integrated into the defense. So I would guess one of those two players, either Holmes gets some of his playing time cut, or they move somebody to the outside on that second corner and they get rid of Isaac Yadam from the starting lineup. That's my guess. But I think they're going to move these guys all around, though. I think they're all going to have completely different roles, and it's really hard to predict, with all the different types of defenses that they run. Adam, man, thank you very much, man. Here's the good news. We can't lose next week. It's a lock. 3 weeks in a row. Adam, I'm going to tell you what. By the way, I brought down lemonade today. I normally have coffee. I felt like lemonade. I don't know why. I felt like lemonade. Victory lemonade. But what I was going to tell you, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to relax, and I'm going to enjoy the Eagles game. I'm going to call that game, and I'm going to be rooting my ass off for the Cleveland Browns. And I think the Cleveland Browns have a good chance to win that game. Mr. Finesse, what's up, man? I got an opportunity to talk to him. By the way, I'm doing that. Somebody asked earlier. I think it was Casper. I'm going to be doing that this Saturday. So if you want to come back on, I'd love to have you back on. You did a great job. Salute, Chris. What do we talk about Saturday night? No big mistakes, and we win. Our team is competitive. All we have to do is not kill ourselves. You hit it on the head, my man. The New York Giants, the last 2 weeks, have not turned the ball over. Daniel Jones has 3 games throughout his career, 2 of them over the last 2 games. If that doesn't show some kind of progression, I don't know what does. And I think it goes back to the running game. New York Giants ran them. Do you know how many times, by the way? I didn't mention in my post-game video. Do you guys know how many times? I want some guesses in the chat. And maybe you guys know the stats. I want some guesses in the chat. How many rushing attempts do you think the New York Giants had in this football game against the Philadelphia Eagles? How many times do you think they run the ball? By the way, this was the second straight week where they had over 100 yards in the first half. How many times? Oh, they already hit it. They already hit it on the head. They already hit it on the head. Good job, Ethan. Good job. Yeah, I believe Blue. You all got it. 36 times. The New York Giants ran the ball 36 times in this game. You think Pat Shermer would do that? 36 times the New York Giants ran the ball. That's the type of football I like. Brett, man, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. He says, this defense is going to be crazy with McKinney. It's only going to get better, and then you're going to add a couple more pieces in the offseason, whether it's free agency or the draft, cornerback, edge rusher, coverage linebacker. It's only going to get better, man. And we got 69. Rich, 69? You pervert. No, they didn't run it 69 times. Evan Ingram, man, thank you very much, man. He says, Kim Jong-un is better than Jeffrey. I like Jeffrey Abbey. We just have conflicting opinions, but that's all right. I like Jeffrey Abbey. Jeffrey's a good guy. He doesn't always like me. Sometimes I get it. He thinks I prop up Daniel Jones too much probably, but I like Jeffrey Abbey. You'll never hear me say something bad about Jeffrey Abbey. We're all entitled to our own opinions. Shazari, man, thank you very much, man. Rakib, rather. Judge and Rule have the same win so far. Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, they're both young coaches. Makes sense. Listen, man, I would have been happy with either one. I was a big Rule guy. I completely understood why we didn't bring in Rule because of the 7-year contract. But I'm very happy with Joe Judge. I am very happy with Joe Judge. Jameson said, do I hate the Braves? Jameson, I know you're a Braves fan. Listen, I'm a Mets fan at the end of the day. It is my job to hate the Braves. You guys are like our biggest rivals. So I love you, Jameson, but yes, I hate the Atlanta Braves. Hetman, thank you so much. Says, cut Ingram, also heavy accent coffee, and go Giants. We're not cutting Ingram. We're not cutting. I'm going to be fair with Evan Ingram, okay? I'm going to be fair with Evan Ingram. I still don't like Evan Ingram long term. Evan Ingram's played better the last couple of weeks. Baldy broke it down in his breakdown today. He's been blocking a lot better. He made a big catch this past game with the diving catch. I still don't love Evan Ingram at all. He's been playing a little bit better. I think he's going to be on our team for one more year. That's my prediction, but we'll see. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Stephen Lilly from across the pond. He says, what about our punter pressuring on the other? He was the player of the game, Stephen. He flipped the field position 3 times. He had like a 70-yard punt. Our special teams, by the way, Jabril Peppers had the 20-yard punt return. That flipped the field, gave us better field position. And we had a near block punt on special teams. We missed it by this much. The New York Giants special teams is really showing out, and I'm not too surprised. We had a really good special teams coach to begin with last year that we kept, and you factor in that you had Joe Judge. So the special teams has been magnificent, and in that game it really showed. And I'm glad that Gano got a contract extension because he certainly deserved it. Thank you so much, Andrew. He says, what 2 guards you starting the rest of the year? I think Joe Judge is going to do what he did with the tackles. I don't think you're going to have 2 guys. I think you're going to have musical chairs. But my plan would be by year's end to start to get Zeitler on the back end, like getting less of between the 3, the least amount of reps. I would want the younger players to progressively get more reps because I do think that Zeitler's not going to be on this team next year. But I think you're going to see musical chairs. I don't think you'll see a set guard combo as the season progresses. I think they're going to look to get Lemieux in there, Hernandez in there. Zeitler did get banged up in the game. I don't remember if he came back because that's why Hernandez came in. So I'm not sure on the injury status with him, but he's going to have 2 weeks to recover. So we'll see with that. Zeke, man, thank you so much, man. I think Juju will be a Giant next year. They have a ton of young line. Well, here's what I'll say about Juju, Zeke. First off, Juju will not be a Steeler. I'll tell you that right now. I won't say definitely, but it's definitely trending that way. And it's possible either Watt's going to be a Steeler. It's possible Dupree's not. Juju will not be a Steeler. If you look at the Steelers historically, look at all their top wide receivers. They never signed any of them. Plaxico Burress, Antonio Holmes, Antonio Brown. They don't believe in retaining wide receivers. They believe in drafting them to replace them. That's what they did this year with Claypool. They probably planned on letting Juju go. Juju's going to hit the open market. I don't know how much he's going to cost, and I don't know if he's going to be worth what he's looking for and if the Giants are going to be looking for him, but he will be an option in free agency. I do not think he'll be back with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I agree with you on that. Let's see. Jonathan, man, thank you so much, man. Rangers or Islanders? I'm not a huge hockey fan. Let me get a little lemonade here. I'm not a huge hockey fan, Jonathan, but I root for the Islanders. I'm from Long Island. So when I pick one, I root for the Islanders. But like I said, I'm not a diehard. So if the Rangers are in the playoffs and the Islanders aren't, I'll pull for them. but I lean towards the Islanders. But again, I'm not a diehard hockey fan. That's really the one sport where I'm not a diehard. Basketball, I'm a diehard Knicks fan, diehard Giants fan, obviously, and a diehard Mets fan. I enjoy watching hockey, but I'm not big into it. Beamer man, thank you very much. He says, when Gettleman decides to retire, will the Giants promote? Will the Giants promote from within? Beamer, if he retires this year, all right. Beamer, let's play the hypothetical game. Let's say the Giants continue to do what they're doing over the last 6 games. So let's say they play the way they've been playing, which is much improved, and they win 2 games. Say they win 5 games, and ownership sees progression, and Gettleman steps down. In that scenario, I think they'd hire from within. I think they'd hire from within. I don't think they'd want to rock the boat. That's just my opinion. Now, if they completely suck these last 6 games and they want to make a dramatic change, then I could see them going from the outside. But if Gettleman steps down and the season ends on a bright note, I think they wouldn't want to rock the boat. They keep from within. That's my prediction. I could be wrong on that though. But thank you very much, man. Let's see. And it is possible he retires, by the way. I wouldn't be shocked if he retires. He is a cancer survivor. He's up there in age. Demon Man, thank you very much, man. He says, I was a little heated watching the sports shows taking Philly this week. Philly this, Philly that, can still win the division. Even footman Rex Ryan was bad talking Joe Judge. Demon, who cares? Let the talking heads talk. You know what? The ESPNs of the world and the whatever else, you know why they do what they do? You know why they go out of their way to bash the Giants, even though a lot of times it's justified? Ratings, clicks. What's the biggest sports market in America? New York. Who has the most passionate fans? New York. Who cares? Demon, I don't know if you remember during the Super Bowl run in 2007, 2008 Super Bowl, every single game, everybody picked against the New York Giants. There was like a panel of 8 experts. Every single game, all 8 picked the Bucs, all 8 picked the Cowboys, all 8 picked the Packers, and all 8 picked the Patriots. Who cares? That's my take on it. Hey, don't bother me. If anything, they give me motivation. Roldy says, how about Dupree, Chris? I like Dupree. I think he'd be a really good fit for this defense if he becomes available. He's versatile. I like him. You can move him around. Yeah, I've talked about him before with Bad Dog. I like him. What's going on, Joseph, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. What's going on, Stolen Base, man? Thank you for popping in, man. Thank you to everybody for being here. Blue Collar says, Ollie says, how do I become a member on the, I don't know. I don't have an iPad, Ollie. I don't know, but I appreciate you for the thought. Blue Collar says, I think Darnay is playing great. I think he got beat a few times, but a rookie playing slot corner is not easy. Also, Gano and Riley are playing great too. Yeah, I keep saying that was an underrated signing by Dave Gettleman. I thought Gano was a very underrated signing by Dave Gettleman this year that doesn't get talked about enough. Darnay's fine. I mean, he's a rookie. You're gonna go through struggles. Darnay's shown signs. I think it was the Bucs game, actually, if I'm not mistaken. He actually played really well. He had, I think, a couple of pass breakups. He's gonna show you flashes, and he's gonna struggle a bit. He's never played slot before. He's a rookie. But I like Darnay. He's still one of my favorite guys on the team. I'm a big fan of Darnay. And Don, man, let me see what the super sticker was since I can't see it on the StreamYard. A little fist bump, man. Don, man, thank you so much for the support, man. I really appreciate that. You sound like a paisan. Don Pariocho. Don, man, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it, buddy. There's the fist bump. I see it on my phone. For some reason on the StreamYard, the super stickers don't pop up, but I saw it on the phone. JB12, I think is the next one. I don't want to miss anybody. JB12, man. Thank you very much, man. Would you want to see Russell Westbrook in MSG? No. 1,000% no. No, that would be the worst thing ever. I had somebody at me today on Twitter and say, because it was some guy with a non-verified account said that the New York Knicks were talking about potentially bringing in Russell Westbrook. And that would be the dumbest thing the New York Knicks could do. That'd be the dumbest thing they could do. They're rebuilding. You don't bring in a player like that. He's a ball-dominant player. He would take away from the progression of guys like R.J. Barrett. Keep away from a 32-year-old making $45 million a year on a team that's nowhere near winning an NBA championship. I don't want to be getting 8 seats. I want to be competing for the NBA Finals. Continue to rebuild the proper way. No. Stay away from Russell Westbrook. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Let's see what we got here. Klein, man, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. He says, the key for the New York Giants' long-term success is finding players in the later rounds and developing them. Finally, 100% confident in the coaching staff to do that. Klein, that's where championships are won. period. That's where championships are won. You look at the best teams, they draft well late in the draft. That's where you get guys at cost-effective deals. Anybody could draft well when you're picking 5, 6, 7, 8. Finding value, finding depth players. And I thought the Giants did a really good job of that in this year's draft. Like, a lot of people initially criticized. I think for the most part, most Giants fans after the fact, when they really stepped back, were happy with the draft. But you had a lot of Giants fans that criticized the Giants for not taking positions of need in the 4th, the 5th round. Obviously they take a guard in the 5th round, and people are like, you need a wide receiver. You don't need a guard. You got 2 starting guards. But in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, you're looking for guys that are going to help your team down the line. Because more often than not, you're not going to get a high-impact player in the 5th round. The Giants thought long-term. They saw a player that they could develop into a starting guard down the line, and that's what they did. I thought it was the smart approach for a team that's not competing this year. They're not looking to win Super Bowls. They're trying to build for the future. And I think that they drafted very well throughout the draft this year, in my opinion. Klein. Thank you very much, man. J-Man J, he says, not looking good for Barkley. Wish he was a wide receiver, cornerback, or DN. With read option, good run blocking, you can win with average running backs. Well, I still think Barkley's going to be back next year. Whether or not he's extended, that's another story. And that probably a lot of that will come down to Dave Gettleman if he's still here. And if he fully recovers. I still think he's an immensely talented player. But, yeah, he may not be in the long-term plans. We don't know yet, Jay. We really don't know yet. The offensive line, one thing I'll say in Barkley's defense, Jay, if you're being fair, the offensive line, nobody was getting yards with that offensive line those first 2 or 3 weeks before he got hurt. And he was starting to run really well. I think it was against the Rams, the game he got hurt. I think he had 29 yards on 4 carries when the offensive line started to improve. I think he'd be really good right now behind this offensive line, and it's something to be excited about next year. JB, man, thank you very much, man. Lawrence, Leo, and Tomlinson, heart of the team, keep all. I think they might. I really think they might, JB. I really think they might. I don't know. I don't know if that's what I would do, but there's a good chance they will. I would say at least a 50. I don't know. I don't know if it's 50%. I thought there was no chance before the year started. Now I think there's at least a reasonable possibility that they could keep both of them. Shuki, man, thank you so much, man. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody because I hate doing that. I did not. Okay. Shuki says, players or not, what position are we targeting in the draft? By the way, when the Giants play, I mute the TV and listen to your play-by-play. Thanks. That blows me away. That's like the best compliment that Bad Dog and myself ever get when we're calling the Giants game. So thank you. That you'd rather listen to us than the guys that actually get paid to do it. As far as players or not, what positions are we targeting in the draft? Yeah, it's the same position. I mean, corner. Corner to me is number one right now. An edge, a coverage linebacker. Those are our 3 primary needs on defense. Offense, maybe some more depth on the offensive line, and you definitely need some weapons at the wide receiver position. And depending on whether or not the New York Giants decide to bring back Gallman, because they might not, depending on how much of a cost it would be, being that he's playing well. We'll see. Maybe you draft a running back as well later in the draft. But your primary needs on offense right now, wide receiver by far and away the biggest on offense. And on defense, I would say corner, edge, middle linebacker, and some more depth on that offensive line. I think that's what you're looking at in this year's draft. Let's see what we got here. ISO, man, thank you very much, man. Stand up. Chris, we win the division and possibly a playoff game. Go Big Blue Lou Rock. ISO, man, I really appreciate that, buddy. Listen, let's talk about the playoffs. I'm probably going to have a video tomorrow breaking down the playoffs and, my predictions for the Eagles and the Giants and what needs to happen. But, I mean, just real quick, you look at the Eagles' schedule right now. They play 5 really tough teams, their next 5, and then they play the Cowboys and Washington. I think it's entirely possible that the Eagles could only win 2 games over their last 7. I could see them going 2-5, and if that happens, the Giants, if the Eagles go 2-5, they'd have 5 wins for the year. If the Giants got 6 wins, they would make the playoffs more than likely, which is insane. And for them to get 6 wins, they'd have to obviously beat the Bengals this week. You probably got to beat the Cowboys, and then you got to win one of the 2 games between the Cardinals and the Cardinals and the Browns. You got to split one of those 2 games, or maybe pick up the Seahawks. But you got to win one of those really tough games to get the 6 wins. But 6 wins might get you in, as crazy as that sounds. Dark Liquor, man, thank you very much, man. We should pick wide receiver late in the draft. I don't know about super late. I am personally, I wouldn't cry if they took Chase at the right pick, but I personally would rather wait till the second round on a wide receiver, unless they do it in free agency. Dharma, he says Judge will be the new age tuna. I sure hope so, man. I'm encouraged with Judge. The team fights for him. I think there's a really bright future. And I'll tell you what, if you put Washington fans on a lie detector, Cowboy fans on a lie detector, if they could swap coaches right now, they'd probably do it. Joe Judge right now has a really bright future in the NFL. I am super excited for him, man. Chris Datena. I love it. I love it. I'm looking at myself. I am beautiful. Oh, I am beautiful. Look at that. Oh, my God. He's gorgeous. He says, who are your top 5 all-time favorite Giants? My top 5 all-time favorite Giants, I'm going to go Eli Manning for sure. Michael Strahan, Justin Tuck. Justin Tuck's probably 2 for me. I love Justin Tuck. I'll go JT 2, Michael Strahan 3. I still love Barkley. I don't know if I could put him in my top 5 yet. Amani Toomer's in my top 5. And I'll go Brandon Jacobs. I'll go Brandon Jacobs as my 5th. Everybody loves Brandon Jacobs. So there you go. There's my top 5. Thank you very much, Chris Datane. I appreciate it. Let's see. Ben, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. He says 2020 was probably the best Giants draft in 10 plus years. 8 to 10 guys we drafted have contributed meaningfully, including Mr. Irrelevant, Tate Crowder. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even have much to add to that. The only thing I could add to that is I think that it could potentially get better because a lot of those guys weren't even drafted to be contributors this year. Guys like Shane Lemieux and Parrott, those are guys that could develop and become more impactful players. And Ben, imagine if we get 2 franchise tackles from the same draft. Do you know how hard it is to find 1 franchise tackle? Imagine if they found 2 franchise tackles in the same draft. Matt Parrott was a guy with huge upside. A lot of people thought he could easily be a second-round pick. If they find 2 franchise tackle in that draft, it was a home freaking run. Caesar, man, thank you so much, man. Yo, it's my birthday today, Tana. Hashtag Victory Monday. Caesar, man, congratulations on the win. Happy birthday. Happy day of your birth. So we're both Scorpios. So you're a lunatic like I am. Yeah, my birthday was like 5 days ago. So happy birthday to you, my man. Enjoy it. And I'm glad that the New York Giants got you a victory. Will, what's going on, Will, man? Thanks for popping the stream, buddy. He says, you are honestly better than the announcers. I will always listen to you guys during the game. Will, man, that blows me away, man. Thank you very much, man. Do you like the dropping, popping, looking, cooking? Man in motion left to right, coming out of the shotgun formation. He's got Shepard in motion left to right. Looks like they're coming out with a 3-man front. Jones takes the snap, scrambles, bambles, scanning, planning. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it, buddy. What's going on there, Word? Got to shout out Word, man. Thank you for being a member, man. Thank you for being a great supporter, man. We won is right. We won is right, man. Thank you for popping the stream, buddy. Let's see what we got. Want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Luke. What's going on, Luke? You think the Giants can beat the Ravens, Hawks, or Cards? The Cards, yes. The Cards are traveling across the country. I'm not saying I'm picking them, but I definitely think it's a game we could win. And I'll tell you what, the Ravens haven't looked great as of late. Neither have the Seahawks. Maybe we got lucky. Maybe we get a signature win. Am I picking us in any of those games? Probably not. But I think the Cards are the most realistic of the 3. We'll see. Because we're at home and because I still think they have some holes in their roster. I would say the Cards are the most realistic of those 3. Seattle's still a tough place to play, but without fans, it's not the same thing. I would say the Cards are the most realistic. I wouldn't say any are impossible, just not very likely. Dan, thank you very much, man. Giants go 7-9. Go Big Blue. Who needs a better draft pick? Thanks for all you do. My wife and I listen to your play-by-play every game. Wow. Thank you so much, man. And thank you for being a member of the channel, Dan. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. 7-9, I hope. For us to go 7-9, Dan, we got to go what? 4-3? No, 4-2. 4-2 the last 6. Bengals and Cowboys have to win. Then you got to split those tough 4 games. I'll let you know after the Bengals game. We beat the Bengals. Maybe I'll start to believe it's a possibility. Got to beat the Bengals first, but we got 2 weeks to celebrate. And then we'll worry about Cincinnati soon and getting after Joe Burrow. Thanks, my man. I appreciate it, buddy. My man, a Yankee fan. Thank you so much, man. Don't you think Max should get more playing time? I think he's going to. I think Austin Mack is going to get more playing time as the season progresses, and I think he needs to. I don't see any reason not to. He's young, could be a part of the future. Get him in there. It's not like Golden. I'm going to give Golden Tate some credit. One, I'm going to give him credit for coming out and admitting that he was wrong. I'm going to give him credit for showing that he's a leader. He could have easily cried about it. He didn't do that. He showed remorse. And I'm also going to say Golden Tate actually had a really nice catch in that football game. So Golden Tate played well. I'm not going to bash Golden Tate, but I do want to see Austin Mack in there. And I think we should as the season progresses. Klein, man, thank you so much, man. Shout out Slayton playing through injuries recently. Slayton almost had 100 yards. He had that one big drop, but Slayton's awesome. Klein, and I think he's only going to get better if we can get him a true number one wide receiver. Because I think he's more of a 2. I think he can be a very good 2. And when he's not seeing the top corner and more attention, he should only get better. Dante Pettis, I see Alan asking about. Dante Pettis did not play in this game. I think he was still on the whatever it was, the practice squad, or he wasn't activated, whatever it was. He did not play in this game. I'd like to see him soon. When they do bring him in, I think his primary role will be as a kick returner. But I'd like to see him. He's got upside and he's young. Don says, would you bring back DeAndre Baker for the number 2? Would I? First, it's not going to happen. Joe Judge already said it's not going to happen. And I see both sides of it, Don, to be honest with you. I knew when I heard about it, I knew it wasn't going to happen because I knew it was a Joe Judge decision. It wasn't a Gettleman decision. If it was a Gettleman decision, maybe it was possibly come back. But Gettleman traded up for the guy. It makes Gettleman look bad that they moved on. So I knew that Judge was the guy that was behind the cutting. And my guess is that, you heard the reports about him skipping the voluntary meet. Like, he probably got off on the wrong foot. And Joe Judge said, enough. I don't need this guy ruining my culture. I see both sides of it, though. He's still young. He's not making a ton of money. You traded up for him, and that's our biggest need. I personally I was hoping we'd bring him back. But I understand both sides of it because you don't want to screw up, the culture that you're building right there in that building. So I see both sides of it. It's a really tough question. You had nothing to lose, though, other than maybe you're worried he screw up the culture. I would have been okay. I'm not going to kill him for not doing it, but I would have probably preferred they brought him back. JB12, man, thank you very much, man. I now appreciate the rotation, our O-line, keeping them fresh. JB, I bashed them when they first did that because I've never seen anything like that. And maybe it has happened, but I've never seen anything like it. But it's working, man. And if it ain't broke, I don't rock the boat. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm keep doing what you're doing, Joe Judge, Mark Colombo. Mark Colombo's doing a hell of a job. Dacky for life, Prescott. I like that name, Dacky. Is that what you guys call your quarterback? And here he is, number 4 for the Dallas Cowboys, Dacky. Dacky's gonna take the snap out of the gun, drops, pops. Little rollout by Dacky. Dacky says McCarthy is bad. It seems teams are taking college coaches these days. Do you think we should hire a college coach like Jerry Sandusky? Well, if you hire Jerry Sandusky, he's probably going to end up in. I think he's probably in jail right now. So Dacky, that'd probably be a bad hire. Probably wouldn't go about doing that, Mr. Dacky. God Almighty. Jerry Sandusky, what a class act that guy was. Mike, man, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for a great audio addition to yesterday's scum whipping. Mike, man, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you for all the support you always show the channel, man. Congratulations on the win. I hope you enjoyed your victory Monday. And we're going to be back at it in 13 days. We're going to beat the Cincinnati Bengals, Mike. And I know you're as pumped up as I am, man. Let's see what we got here. JB12, man, thank you very much, man. I want Devin Vassell or Tyler Halliburton. Yeah, the point guard. I think it's pronounced Vassell. I like him too. The Knicks need a shooter. I'll be happy either way. If they get Vassell or if they get a point guard, Kira Lewis, Halliburton, whatever. I'll be happy either way. I prefer a shooter. Maybe you get a shooter at 27 though. New York Giants. Is that the official New York Giants YouTube channel? We got the New York Giants in the chat, guys. He says Slayton equals Hakeem Nicks. I am going to say no to that. I'm going to say no to that. I love Slayton. Hakeem Nicks, before the injuries, and he had a lot of injuries, New York Giants, but Hakeem Nicks before the injuries was a freak. Hakeem Nicks was a top 7, 8 receiver in the league. The guy had like 5XL mitts. He was tall. He could go up and get it. He was a good route runner. Hakeem Nicks was a phenomenal wide receiver. He just had injury problems. So I will not go as far to say that. I think Hakeem Nicks was a bona fide number 1. I don't have that kind of I guess confidence yet in Slayton, but I do like Slayton a lot. Let's see what we got here. Brett says I feel like Slagging could be like Juju to AB. Oh, Slayton, I think you meant. I feel like Slayton could be Juju to AB. Well, you mean if they get a number one wide receiver? Yeah, he's not really like Juju. Juju's more of a slot guy, but I get what you're saying. He could be a solid number 2 wide receiver if you get him a really good number 1. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're similar wide receivers, but I get where you're going with that. Freddie says, do you think Jason Garrett is a one-and-done coach? And if so, how will this affect DJ? I do not, Freddie. I really don't. Because I think Garrett, well, you know what, Freddie? It's possible. Because when you look at the Cowboys right now, and as crazy as it sounds, Jason Garrett looks good, with the way that the Cowboys are playing right now. And even though he was blamed for everything there, that team is playing much worse since he left. They were always 500 or better. Maybe he will get a job if this offense continues to play good down the stretch. But I was always of the belief that I thought it was going to take 2 years for Jason Garrett to reestablish himself as a head coaching candidate. I could be wrong. I don't think the Giants would have hired him if they thought he could leave in a year, because you don't want to go through 3 different schemes in 3 years. So if he leaves, that's unfortunate. My guess would be, Freddie, if he were to leave, I think they have an offensive coordinator in training on their coaching staff, and I think that's Jerry Sandusky. God, you got me saying Jerry Sandusky. Shoplinski. I think it's Shoplinski, the quarterback coach, Freddie. That's who I think could potentially be the step-in offensive coordinator if he were to move on, because he has familiarity with Daniel Jones. He helps him with the playbook. Darth Laker, thank you very much, man. Darius Slayton 100 on Darius Slay. I was surprised. Yeah, he had a hell of a ball game. He had a hell of a ball game. What's up, Michael Mooch? Thanks for popping the stream. What's going on, BB13? What's going on, M6? What's going on, Nor Alex? What's going on, Scotty? At least you guys got a laugh out of it. Yeah, Darius Slayton had a hell of a ball game, Darth, against a really good corner. Abby, man. What's going on, Abby, man? Thanks for popping the stream, buddy. He says, what it do, Chris? Damn, I missed the Colin show. Hope I'll be able to talk. Yeah, Abby, just so you know, I'm going to do that every Saturday going forward, and typically around 8:30. So if you want to come on, 8:30. That's when I started. First come, first serve. And, yeah, I'll try to get you on. 8:30. I usually go however long I get everybody on. But he says, hope I'll be able to talk Giants with you soon. Let's keep grinding and fighting. Go Giants. Abby, for sure, man. I'd love to have you on, buddy. And let's keep doing what we're doing, man. Let's keep improving, buddy. Love the optimism. And once again, man, I want to say thank you to everybody for being here, by the way. You got a Monday Night Football game on. We're just hanging out. We're talking about the win. Got over 600 people in here. I can never say thank you enough. I always try to. For all the support you guys show me. I hit 30,000 subscribers this week, this Sunday. If you would have told me when I first started YouTube I was going to hit 1,000 subscribers, I would have been in shock. Never thought my channel would grow the way it has. So I am blown away by the support that you guys show me. And I'm blown away by all this, what you guys do for my channel. That's all I can say. So thank you for everything. JB says, have you guys seen tape on TJ Vasher? Yes, I have seen a little bit. A lot of my subscribers have told me to actually check him out. I've seen a little bit. I think he's more of like a second or third round prospect, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen a little bit on him. And Marjorie, I appreciate that, man. T Savage. I love T Savage. He says, you deserve $1 million, bro. T Savage. I kept my promise, didn't I? I kept my promise, T Savage. T Savage said, I'm gonna keep an eye on you. I'm gonna keep an eye on you. You better not go after Daniel Jones. I'm keeping my promise. I'm sticking with it. Dharma says, would you go for Surtain in the 10 to 50? Oh, 1,000%. If he fell there, 1,000%. I don't think he's gonna fall there, but things could change before the draft. Let's see what we got here. Klein. What's going on, Saddam? Thanks for popping the stream. What's going on, Word? What's going on, Roman? What's going on, Joey F? Klein says, calling it now, the Cowboys will pick up Baker. Yeah, that sounds like typical Dallas Cowboys, doesn't it? That sounds like the type of guy they'd bring in. They probably will. Maybe the Jets. The Jets just picked up Corey Ballantyne. Maybe the Jets will do it. We'll see, man. But thank you so much, man. That's what I do when I think, by the way. Anybody new to the channel, I do the bop, 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 bop whenever I'm looking for new chats. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any here. Klein was the last one I saw. And good. Okay, I didn't. I want to make sure I didn't miss any. Let me just pull up the last two, and then we'll get to the chat. Let's Let's see. There we go. Michael Mooch, one of my best. What's going on, Michael? He says, what's up, bro? Go Giants. Live streaming the draft Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to be doing the NBA draft Wednesday, 2 days. And, yeah, that'll be my next stream, Wednesday, NBA draft. And then Sunday I'll be doing the Eagles game as long as I get it here. I haven't looked. But as long as I get it here, I'll be doing the Eagles game. And, yeah, Saturday we'll be live, having people on the channel. And, yeah, we'll take it from there. Mike, man, thanks so much, man. Mark Chan says, calling you Chris Clyde Frazier. That's right, with all the rhyming. DJ's last dime to Slayton floated a bit outside against strong crosswind. Without it would be a touchdown. Great adjustment by Slayton, though. Yeah, I've shouted out one of my best subscribers, Jake. I don't know if he's in here. A couple of times. He gave me a really good comment that I didn't even think about when I was watching the game in the post-game video. And when you factor in the windy conditions, that Daniel Jones didn't turn the football over on top of it. And it was really windy. You saw that last kick. It was like a screwball. It made the performance even better. The fact that he was able to make sure he didn't turn over that football in that game. Jones did a good job. Best team in the division, Scotty. I hope so, man. Let's see. But you know what? Let me look on the phone because it's easier now when I look on the phone than looking on here because I think I caught up with all the super chats. Let's see. What head coaching jobs do you think are available in 2021? World Heavyweight says. I tried to pull it up there. Which head coaching jobs do I think are available in 2021? I mean, obviously the Jets. I think the Texans, right? I think they got I know they fired O'Brien. I would think they're going to have an opening. So the Jets, the Texans, the Falcons. I think those three are gimmies. The Cowboys are a possibility, as crazy as that sounds. Eagles, a slight possibility, but I think they'll probably stick with Peterson. I'm trying to think of the other teams. Maybe the Chargers with Lynn, but do you want to screw with Herbert? I'm sure there's a couple of others I'm not thinking of, but those three for sure are going to be coaching openings. Jaguars. Did the Jaguars get a new coach? I think they just got a new coach, didn't they? Maybe I'm wrong on that. I thought they got a new coach this year. No, they didn't. So the Jaguars would be one as well. Simon, man, thanks so much, man. Benny says, where's my freaker? I got rid of all the wrenches. I'm slowly giving them back, Benny, but I will give it to you next time. Simon says, some cred from the idiots on First Take would be nice. You ain't going to get that. Yeah, I was shocked that the guys on ESPN were giving us credit last week. They were giving Joe Judge credit. Don't expect a lot of it. The mainstream media doesn't like the New York Giants. Somebody asked me, is Darnold done in New York? Jabari says, is Darnold done in New York? I think Darnold got a raw deal. Jabari, I really do. I think the Jets completely botched that entire situation. I feel bad for Darnold. But, yes, I think Darnold is absolutely done in New York. I think the Jets are going to get the number one pick. And I think they're taking Lawrence. Yes, I think Darnold's done. I think the Jets are going to end up trading Darnold. Maybe they get a third-round pick because he doesn't have much time left on his rookie deal. Maybe you get a third-round pick. Maybe he goes to a team like the Colts with an aging quarterback. Maybe the Steelers, But I think they will trade him, and I think they will draft the quarterback. Let's see what we got here. Where and who do you think we're going to draft? Way too hard to tell, man. I'm going to say we're going to be around the 8th or 9th pick if we don't make the playoffs. 8 to 10 range, maybe 7 to 10 range. And again, it's way too early. I'll go Surtain right now, but I will give you a much better answer as the season progresses. Let's see what we got here. Chris, did you see the new Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center? I did not, Lake Known. I didn't know that there was a new Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. What do you mean by new Christmas tree? I mean, they put up a new Christmas tree every year. Is it like something crazy? Like, is it like a palm tree? Let's see what we got. Chris, what do you see doing with Hernandez? Henny God says. I think they're going to do what they did with the tackles. I still think that. I think they're going to integrate him into the lineup. I think all three guards are going to get playing time. But we'll see. I mean, Zeitler got banged up. I think he'll be back in 2 weeks. I think Hernandez, they're going to find a way to get Hernandez in the lineup. They need to. He needs to progress to get better. He's going to be a part of this offensive line next year, at least in my opinion, in the starting lineup. So I think they got to get him back in there. They got to get him some time. Maybe not play all the time, but let's see what we got here. If we just beat the Eagles first time and pulled off a win versus the Cowboys or Bucks, we would be in the playoff position. Dusk, if we beat we should have beat the Cowboys and we should have beat the Eagles the first time. If we did that, we would have pretty much sewn up the division. this division would be over. Think about that, Dusk. If we beat the Eagles the first time and the Cowboys, we'd have 5 wins. We'd be 5-4. The Eagles would have 2 wins. They'd be, what are they now? They're 3-5-1. They'd be 2-6-1. And we'd have the tiebreaker. Not that matters because they have a tie to their record. And the Cowboys would be completely done. We would have this lot. We would have the division locked up with the Eagles' remaining schedule. If the Giants beat both the Eagles and the Cowboys the first time around. And the sick thing is, they should have. The Giants would be 5-0 in the division right now. I missed Dom Marachi. I missed him. But I'll read it here. Dom Marachi says, Tana, what a win yesterday, baby. Go Big Blue. Dom, man, I hope you're doing well, man. Hope your business is doing well. I know you're down there in North Carolina. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you for popping in, my man. Another guy that's been with me forever. I can't say thank you enough, man. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope your YouTube channel's doing well, too, by the way. T. Savage says, in the first. Moore or Brown in the second. Jabril Cox in the third. T. Savage, you and me think alike in the first. That's for damn sure. Quincy Wilson, Roman, he's on the practice squad from what I read. I don't know too much about him. I don't know too much about him. But I know we picked him up on the practice squad. Why do you think analysts still picking the Eagles to take the division? No beers tonight. No, Rincon. Why do I think analysts are still picking the Eagles to win the division? I'm gonna tell you why. Because they probably should right now. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, the Eagles still have a game and a half lead on us. I mean, they're 3-5-1. We are 3-7. So I think if the Eagles lose, here's what I'll say, Rincon. If the Eagles lose their next 2, which they easily could, I think they play the Browns, and then I think they play the Seahawks. I can't remember, but they play 2 really good teams, and the Browns I know are on the road. If they lose their next 2, and we beat the Bengals coming out of the bye, Giants, I think, should be at least 50-50 to win the division. If we beat the Bengals and they lose their next 2, I would say we're at least 50-50 to win the division. Because at that point, we'd be in the lead. We'd have a half-game lead on the Eagles with 5 to play. And we play a tough schedule, but so do they. Let's see what we got here. They might lose the next 2. I think they easily could lose the next 2. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull up the Eagles schedule right now. I know it's tough. Their next 5 games are brutal. Let's see. Eagles play. Let me scroll down. Their next 5 games are brutal. At Cleveland, Seattle home, at Green Bay, New Orleans home. New Orleans playing really well lately. I know they didn't play great this week. And at Arizona. So their next 5, you've got at Cleveland, Seahawks, at Green Bay, Saints, at the Cardinals. I'd be surprised if they win more than 1. That's a tough 5 games. I'd be surprised if they win more than 1. Let's see what we got here. Thumbs up the stream. I appreciate that, Afghanistan, man. Browns are not great. They barely beat the Texans. You're right. The Browns are not great. But you know who else is not great? The Browns are not great. I agree with that. You know who else sucks? You know who else is complete trash? The Philadelphia Eagles. So teams that are not great are much better than the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles are a complete trash can. So I favor the Browns, even at home. They'll beat that. They should beat them. The Eagles, let's go over the Eagles' schedule. At Washington, they lost by 10. The Rams, they lost by 18. Jacob, man, thank you so much, man, for the $1 donation. I really appreciate that. They tied against the Bengals home. They won at San Francisco with a depleted roster. I know we didn't beat them, but they were depleted. They lost at Pittsburgh. They lost narrowly to Baltimore. They beat us by 1, and they beat Ben DiNucci by 14. They beat us by 1 in a game they shouldn't have won, where they had to score, they were down 11 points with 4 minutes to go. They beat Ben DiNucci, and they beat a depleted 49ers team. And they tied against the Bengals at home. Eagles aren't good. Eagles are trash. So they should lose that game. Bring back Baker. He escaped the evil Cowboys fans from running his career. Gotta bring him back to take us to the Super Bowl next. Man, Vehicle Ranks, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it, man. He says, Joe Judge is the best coach you guys have had in a while. Also, let's go Mets. Vehicle Ranks, I'm assuming if you're saying you guys and you're a Mets fan, I'm assuming you're a Jets fan. So I apologize for if you are, I apologize for your mental state this year, but at least you'll be getting a good quarterback. And yeah, man, I'm excited, Vehicle Ranks, for the Mets. I can't wait to do more Mets content once it gets more relevant. Obviously, I'm predominantly football here, but I'm going to try to do more Mets content, especially as the baseball season gets into the fold. I am so excited about the Mets this year. First time in a long time. Well, I'm always excited about the Mets, but this year I'm really excited as we're starting to turn the page with new ownership. Klein, thank you so much, man. CK out of cornerback Farley from Virginia Tech. All they play is man-to-man. Oh, check out cornerback Farley from Virginia Tech. All they play is man-to-man. I've heard about Farley. People have told me, a lot of my subscribers have told me about Farley. And I will check him out. Thank you for letting me know. And DRX, man, thank you so much for the $1 donation. I appreciate that. And Vehicle Rank says Niners, but still not a great mental state. Yeah. Well, you don't have it that bad, Vehicle Rank. I don't feel that bad for you. You guys got a great head coach, and you went to the Super Bowl last year. I don't feel that bad for you. And you guys got, what, 5 Super Bowls, or is it 6? 5, I think, right? I don't feel that bad for you. But, yeah, this year's definitely been a major disappointment for you guys. And you guys play in a really tough division in the NFC West. Hunter, man, thank you very much, man. Going to the Bengals game in 2 weeks. That's awesome, man. Enjoy it, buddy. You did still lose. You did still lose, Vehicle Ranks. I'll tell you what, man. I thought you were going to win that game going in because I thought you guys matched up. The 49ers last year had the type of team that could knock off the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. A team that could run the ball 35, 40 times to keep Pat Mahomes off the field. You guys have that great pre-motion offense. That's how you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what I always tell Giants fans. I'm like, we're not going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs by throwing the ball 50 times. That's not how you beat a team like that. And I thought you guys matched up really well against them last year. You couldn't get it done, but you almost did. Anthony, thank you so much. I appreciate it. He says, love the channel. Go Giants. Anthony, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Hey, Chris, any updates on Kevin Zeitler? Jay, I want to say thank you for being a great supporter. Always see you on Twitter. Always checking out my videos. I haven't heard anything. Obviously, he was banged up in the game. To be honest with you, I've been busy all day. I made my 2 videos, but I've been busy all day. I haven't seen anything, though. I think I would have saw something on Twitter, on Giants Wire. I didn't see anything. So I haven't heard anything, Jay, on the update on that. Colts and Heats talk, man. What's up, buddy? Think the Giants and Colts win their divisions. What are the Colts now? The Colts are what? What are they, 6-3? AFC South, the Jaguars suck. Titans are falling apart. I'm going to pick the Colts to win the South. If the Giants, all right, here's what I'm going to say, Colts and Heat talk. If the Giants win against the Bengals and the Eagles lose their next 2, which is a big if, I'm going to pick the Giants to win the East. But that has to happen. Palmer, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Do the Giants have a chance to make the playoffs? I just said it. Right now, I'd have the Giants at about 20%, 20 to 25% right now. But that could change dramatically over the next 2 weeks. So we'll see. Right now, I have it as about 20, 25%. Colts have a great defense. Saheed, didn't the Titans just lose like 2 games? They've been playing bad, right? Am I making that up? I'm going to look this up. Am I making that up? I thought the Titans were not playing well lately. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you caught me, Saheed. Let me see. I saw the Titans falling apart, question mark. Well, they just lost to the Colts 34-17. That's not good. Let me see. I know they're 6-3, but they haven't been playing well as late. And at the beginning of the year, the Titans had soft wins. I remember that. They beat like the Jaguars by like a point. They beat Denver week 1, who sucks, by 2. They beat Jacksonville by 3. They won at Minnesota by 1. Their first 3 games, they won by a combined 4 points against Minnesota, Jacksonville, and the Broncos. And then they beat the Bills convincingly, 42-16. Then they beat Houston. So they started 5-0. Then they lose to Pittsburgh. They lose at Cincinnati. They beat the Bears, who have been falling apart, and they lost to Indianapolis. They've lost 3 out of 4. Yes. I can confidently say, Saeed, I did not deserve a question mark for that. They've lost 3 out of 4. And they barely beat 3 shitty opponents at the beginning of the year. Peter, man, thank you so much, man, for the $20 donation. I appreciate it. Chris, I've always thought winning fandoms stick together. 4 championships, Giants with the 27 championships winning Yankees. How do I make sense of the odd Giant, Met, or Jet Yankee fan? It's like mayo on a hot dog. Pete, you know what? I chose that. My dad was a Giants fan growing up, but he was also a Yankee. He was kind of a Met and Yankee fan. He rooted for both, but he was a Giant fan, and I fell in love with Eli Manning. I was a Giant fan before that, but that made me like a complete diehard. But I was a big Giant fan in 2000 when they went to the Super Bowl, and I was like 15. Even before that, I don't know. I always gravitated towards the New York Giants. I just did. I don't hate the Jets. I've never hated the Jets. When it comes to baseball, and it's a bad decision I made when I was a kid, I always found the Yankees, even though winning is great, I always found the Yankees to kind of be boring. I like the history of the Mets, and I think I just naturally root for the underdog. I like the history of the 86 Mets, the amazing Mets, the 69 Mets. That's just me. The Yankees to me were kind of like an empire, and yeah, it's great to win every year, but I like that. I almost like, and maybe I just like misery, but I almost like to have to earn those championships with the fandom, and you have to stick through the tough times. Because when you do win it, it feels like 20 Yankee championships, or at least that's the way I rationalize. But I don't know, and I always like the Mets. I've just always been a Met fan since I was a little kid. Palmer, man, thank you very much, man. Thoughts on musical chairs, O-line, and DJ? MH says, stand up. What's going on, MH, man? As far as my thought process on the offensive line and DJ, the musical chairs, I'm not going to complain about the musical chairs. It's been working. Right now, Joe Judge and Mark Colombo look smart because it's been working. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I like that they're trying to get these guys opportunities. And he talked about that in training camp. He was cross-training people, playing the right, playing the left. He was giving them experience to play all over the offensive line, and you're seeing it in the game. I think he realizes he's got a young roster, and he's trying to get these guys as much experience as he can. So I like it. I didn't like it initially, I'll be fair. And as far as DJ goes, I mean, how can I complain the last 2 weeks? He hasn't turned the ball over. Before the last 2 weeks, he only had 1 game in his entire career where he didn't. He's gotten 2 games now without turning it over. I want to see more of that. But, yeah, it's been good. And the stats may not indicate it yesterday, but he played a hell of a ball game. He made a lot of big plays. He made plays with his legs. He made a lot of really nice throws. Daniel Jones played really well. And he played well against Washington. He didn't turn the ball over. He won the football game. So I've been happy with Daniel Jones these last 2 weeks. 3 out of the last 4 weeks, I've been happy with Daniel Jones. 3 out of the last 4 weeks, I've been happy with Daniel Jones. He played great against the Eagles the first time. And then he had that one really bad game against the Bucs. But 3 out of the last 4 weeks, he's been a good quarterback. We need him to continue to do that. And I think he's going to have opportunities to continue to do that. I think he'll play well against the Bengals. They don't have a great defense. I think he'll play well against the Seahawks. Their defense doesn't scare me. I think he'll play well against the Cowboys. Their defense is horrible. We'll see how he does against the Ravens. They definitely got a really good defense. But I think he's going to have opportunities to maybe build some consistency and confidence down the stretch. Highlight, man. Thank you very much, man. Sorry I'm late. I'm in the doctor. Just broke my foot. Highlight, don't ever apologize. Good to see you too, Spencer, man. Thank you so much for being here. You didn't have. I hope you feel better. You got a broken foot and you're talking to me. I've never had a broken foot. Highlight. I've had a sprained ankle, severely sprained ankle. Like it looked like a grapefruit type sprained ankle. I've had that. I've never had a broken foot. I couldn't imagine even watching a stream and typing if I had a broken foot. I would. The pain would be excruciating. So I appreciate your dedication. And thank you for being here, my man. I appreciate that. Samuel Weber, man. Thanks for popping in the stream, my man. He says, Riley Dixon better than Riley Reed. Go Giant. Riley Dixon's the MVP of this team, man. He's been phenomenal. But thank you so much, man, Samuel. I appreciate it, buddy. What's going on, Fly Eagles TV? What's going on, Nick DeWitt? What's going on, Chanix? Yeah, feel better, Highlight. Feel better, my man. Jacob says, is it bad to think the Giants are better with Gallman rather than Barkley because of his ability to run downhill rather than the way Saquon bounces around too much in the backfield? I mean, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I don't think they're better. I honestly think the offensive line is just playing so much better that, and I think it's just coincidental that Barkley got hurt. Like, if you go back and watch those games against Pittsburgh, Barkley couldn't even get a running head start. He was hit as soon as he touched the ball. But I do think, and I said this before the year started, I do think they need to utilize the backup running backs more because they need thumpers like a Gallman to kind of bring a different approach because that's not the type of running back Saquon Barkley is. But no, I still think with Saquon in the lineup, the Giants have a better offense. He's a dynamic playmaker. I understand why you're saying that because the offense struggled. I think it had a lot more to do with the offensive line than Wayne Gallman. But Wayne Gallman's been terrific. I love the way he's been running. And if the Giants could keep him, do it. He's been great. And I definitely want him to be a part of the running back rotation next year. So I'm very happy with Wayne Gallman. But I still think Saquon Barkley helps this offense. But thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Jay Stubbs, man, thank you very much. You still want to trade Ingram? I didn't want to. I always wanted to trade Ingram for the right price, but I never knew. I always knew, with like 3 or 4 weeks before the deadline, I knew we weren't getting the right price based off the way he was playing. So I guess in a way, I didn't want to trade Ingram because I knew we weren't going to get near the value that I thought we should be able to get. So I didn't think it would be in the team's best interest to trade him. So I technically didn't want to trade him unless we got more than what he was worth on the open market. So I don't think we're going to trade him. And I think the Giants are going to bring him back next year and hope he improves. And maybe they're able to trade him then if he's not in the long-term plans, if he's playing well. Roldy says, Chris, do you believe Jones can win a Super Bowl? With this roster, no. Absolutely not. If he got a roster like Eli had in 2007, I'm not telling you he could, but I'm telling you it's possible. He'd need to mature and get better. But with this roster, no. He needs a better roster. He can't win a Super Bowl with this roster. This team needs to get better. They need to get some playmakers. I'm not telling you he could, but I'm not telling you he couldn't. I need to see more. I think if he could mature and get better. So it's hard for me to answer that right now. But I see improvement. And right now, that's all I'm asking for. Let's see. Rincon, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. He says, I'm a natural-born loser. Knicks, Mets, Giants fan, let's go. You and me both. We're both natural-born losers. If you combine all of our teams' wins most years between the Knicks, the Mets, and the Giants, the Yankees probably have more. You combined our 3 teams' wins on the average year. We're losers, man. But we're going to do it together, Rincon. And one day, we're going to get to experience winning. I promise you. But thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, buddy. But yeah, it was a good question by Rolly. I see somebody said fair question. I don't know if that's what they were referring to. Wales says, what's up, Chris? Love the streams. We can definitely beat the Bengals, Browns, Cowgirls. What are your thoughts on playing the Cards, Ravens, and Seahawks? Yeah, I definitely agree we could beat those teams. I think we'd be favored in the Cowboy game based off the way that they're playing right now. The Bengals, maybe in Vegas, it's a pick 'em. I think we should be favored because it's on the road, But and the Browns will be an underdog, but I think it'll be a close spread, maybe 3 points, 3.5 points because we're at home. And I think we could easily win all 3 of those games. The Cardinals by far is the most winnable of the other 3 you stated. I know the Cardinals have a good record, and I respect the Cardinals. They have a good team. Kyler Murray is a handful, no doubt about it. But I still think they have holes in that roster, and they'd be traveling across the country. So I think Arizona, of the 3 tougher games, is by far the most winnable, Wales. As far as the other 2 go, they have holes. I mean, the Ravens haven't looked great. Lamar Jackson hasn't looked great recently. And the Seahawks defense is not good. So they have holes. I'm not picking us in those games, but they have holes. They're not unbeatable teams. Michael, man, thank you very much, man. Why is the New York Giants cap number only say $22 million for next year at the moment? And who do you expect to be cut to give us more? Yeah, I'm gonna do a video. I might do a video this week explaining the cap, but I'll try to explain it as best I can right now. I don't know if you're looking on Sport Track. There's 2 different sites you can look at. One Sport Track, and I forgot the name of the other site. But yeah, that's around where they have it, around $18 to $22 million. They are projecting the cap to go down. That never happens. The reason they're projecting that is because of the pandemic. This year, the cap was at $198. At least Sport Track's estimation is $184. So that's a $14 million decrease. So traditionally, it goes up by 5 to 7%. 5 to 7% on $198 is like $10 to $12 million. So it should have been like $210. And, so instead of $184, we should add another $24 million. So that would have been $46 million. But based off their projection of it dipping, we only have 22. If they freeze it, we'd have about 35 or so. If they freeze it, which they're talking about they may do. But it's all guessing at this point. They don't know what's going to happen because of the pandemic because teams lost revenue. As far as what we could do to create more cap space, if we cut Nate Solder after June 1st, we save, I think, $10 million. Somebody could correct me in the chat if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure we save $10 million if we cut him after June 1st. If we trade Zeitler, we save $14 million. If we cut him, we save $12 million. And if we cut Golden Tate, we save $6 million. So if you were able to do all that, save 10 from Solder, save 12, say you cut Zeitler. So 10, 12, and 6, that's 28 on top of the 22, so you're at 50. So that's why I've said in my videos I'm projecting us to have about 50 because I expect us to cut some of those players to try to create some cap space. Plus, they'll be able to maneuver some contracts to try to get more money. In the end, they may even have upwards of 60, 50 to 60, depending on what they decide to do. David, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. He says, when I went to the Giants game, I got Gano's cleat. Well, that's the best player on the New York Giants. So congratulations for that. He's been phenomenal. He should be going to the Pro Bowl. So, David, man, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Casper says 17 million. 17 million what? That was estimates. Maybe I was wrong by a couple $1 million, but that was estimates. Peter, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it, my man. He says, Barkley was absolutely electric his rookie year. If our O-line becomes good and we add another stud receiver to this offense, defenses will not be able to stop Barkley. Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. The offensive line, Barkley's first year was really bad the first 8 games. But if you remember correctly, Pete, the last 8 games after we picked up Jamon Brown, they hit a flow. Nate Solder surrendered 7 sacks his first 8 games. He only surrendered 1 his second 8. The offensive line, actually, the last 8 games of 2018 was really good, and you saw Saquon Barkley consistently dominate. With the way this offensive line is playing, if you added, and they're only going to get better. They're young. They're only going to get better next year. If you add a weapon on the outside, it's lights out. And you got Wayne Gallman. The Giants' offense could be really good next year. I'm not telling you the Chiefs, but they could be a much improved offense next year if you get a weapon. And Barkley's back and he's 100%. Now, I question about whether or not Barkley will be 100%. PJ, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Sign Dupree in the offseason. And do you know Riley Reid? I do. Should I know Riley Reid? I saw people laughing in the chat about Riley Reid. Should I know Riley Reid? Is that a porn star or something? I don't know, PJ. Hi, Chris. How's it going, man? What's going on there, Spencer, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Oh, are you paying Barkley 17 plus? Was that what the question was? Not right now. He's got to prove he's healthy. As far as Dupree goes, I wouldn't be against it. He'd cost a lot. But he does fit the defense. So if we're going to spend on an edge rusher, I think he's one of the more logical ones that'll be available. A lot of the bigger names, I don't think will hit the open market. I think he will be one that does. And I think he does fit the defense. So I would be okay with him. But, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to go crazy if we don't get him. But I'd be happy with him. I think he fits the defense well. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. No, I didn't. We got Cruz on up next. So people got a good laugh. Apparently, Riley Reid is a porn star. Yeah, I didn't get the joke when he super chatted that before, and I saw a lot of people laughing Riley Reid. And then after the fact, I was probably like, well, she probably does dirty things for a living, and that turns out what is the case. She does dirty things for a living. Cruz on, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. He says coaches got on Barkley for dancing in the backfield. Sometimes you just got to put your head down and be happy with 3 yards. Gallman hit the hole hard. Gallman runs hard, Cruz on, man. There's no doubt about it. The way he runs reminds me of Brandon Jacobs. Not that he's Brandon Jacobs, but he runs hard, he finishes. And the same thing with Alfred Morris. The same thing with Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman was running hard too. I've been impressed with all these guys. Chris, I'm starting a YouTube channel. That's awesome, Casper, man. I'll definitely check it out. Let me know when you start it. Rayman, thank you very much, man. In hindsight, would you take Saquon Barkley at 2 again? Rayman, here's, I get asked this question all the time. Obviously in hindsight, if you're asking me today if I'm redrafting, no. Saquon Barkley's hurt. He's got an ACL injury. Quentin Nelson's the best guard in football. I would take Quentin Nelson. But if you're asking me the night of the draft, I would have traded down. I would have traded down out of 2. But if I couldn't trade down out of 2 and I wasn't taking a quarterback, I understand why the New York Giants took Barkley. Because the argument for people have is you don't take a running back at 2. Raymond, tell me the last time a guard went 2. I'm going to give you the answer. At least in modern football, it's never happened. Guards don't go that high either. Giants fans would have complained either way. Barkley was thought to be the best prospect in that draft. I can't get on them for taking him, but they should have traded down. That's my answer to that question. Raymond, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Let's see what we got. Jay Strubs, man, I appreciate it. He says, you keep butchering my last name, Jay Strubs, which is fine because everyone does. But you could just call me Jordan. That's my first name. Thanks for the stream. Jordan. From now, I'll try to remember that. I have so many people in here. Whenever I see Jay Strubs, I will try to remember. You're Jordan. All right, Jordan, man. Thank you so much, man. Glad you're enjoying the stream, buddy. And thank you for being a great supporter. Troy. What's up, Troy? He says, Baker coming back. I think he's a perfect cornerback number 2. He is not. Joe Judge basically already came out and said it's not happening, Troy. So, no, he's not coming back. I agree with you, though. He would have been a good fit. Roger, I always see you in my stream showing a lot of support. He says, if the Giants make the playoffs, which round is it realistic to make? No later than the divisional round. Maybe you could get a first round upset depending on your opponent because you're at home. No later than round 2. I couldn't imagine them getting further than that, but you never know. You never know. Blue Collar, he says, you have the best Giant stream on YouTube, but every time you mention the Mutts on a Giant stream, you should pay a fine. Like John Spartan in Demolition. I love that movie. The 3 Seashells, Blue Collar. They were eating rat burgers. Every restaurant was a Taco Bell, and they wiped their ass with a seashell. Go watch Demolition, man. They'll teach you how to wipe your ass with a seashell. Blue Collar, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Denzel Washington, Wesley Snipes. Great movie. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody here. Jason Rico. Let me just make sure you were the next one. I got you, and I got you. Okay, good. Jason Rico says, just unsubscribe because you don't know who Riley Reid is. I don't know, man. I probably should. I probably should get my man card revoked for that one, Jason. My apologies. You know what, Jason? I'm going to do my homework. After this stream, I'll look into it. All right, Jason? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Vehicle Rank says, I know the Giants said he is their guy, but I wouldn't be angry if the 49ers got Daniel Jones because he is a follower of instructions, which Shannon is wanting, and Garrett isn't a great play caller. Still pulling for Mac, though. I'll tell you what. Your offensive your head coach, Dan Jones played well with the 49ers. You have a great ground attack. You have a great offensive mind. He's mobile. Daniel Jones would do well with the 49ers. I don't think the Giants are giving up on Daniel Jones, though, but I think he'd do well there. I think it'd be a good fit, actually. Now that you bring that up, I never thought about it because I think he's going to be with the Giants, but I could see him doing well there. Thanks a lot, my man. Peter says, do Bud Dupree and Allen Robinson acquisitions along with a solid draft class make this team instantly Super Bowl contending? Because I think we can technically afford that with 50 to 60 million. I think it definitely makes us a legitimate, not like a cheap playoff team because we're in the NFC East. I think it makes us a legitimate playoff team. If the offensive line continues to progress, I would say we're a definitive playoff team. If we added an elite wide receiver and a really good talented defensive player in Bud Dupree, and of course we'd add a draft pick. You'd probably draft a corner at that point. And our players would be getting better. So I would say we're a definitive playoff team. And if you're a definitive playoff team, if you're a legitimate playoff team, you're a Super Bowl contender. We've seen it as Giants fans. So if you get in, you have a shot. Would I say we're as good as the Chiefs if we did that? No. But I think we're a legitimate playoff team if we make those acquisitions and Daniel Jones progresses in his 3rd year. Cruzon, thank you very much, man. We better not pay Barkley more than $14 million a year. Cruzon, I wouldn't worry about Barkley for the next couple of years. They're not extending him next year coming off the injury, and if they do, they're crazy. Maybe the following year, but I wouldn't worry about it right now. I don't think they're extending him in the offseason. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Dave's still here. If Dave's not here, good chance he doesn't get extended because he's a Dave guy. And a lot of GMs don't value running backs the way that Dave did in that draft. So we'll see. Bryce, man, thank you very much, man. Why is everyone hating on Saquon right now? I feel like we have to realize the offensive line was the worst in the league when Saquon was beyond them. Yeah, Bryce, I mean, I don't think most people are hating on Saquon. I think a lot of people just don't view. I think it's fair. I'm a Saquon guy. He's my favorite player on the team. I think he's phenomenal. But I understand why people are reluctant to want to pay a running back $15, $16, $17 million a year when you've got when you see the way we've been running, with a strong offensive line. If you have a really good offensive line, you could still have a strong running game. So I understand that, but most people I don't think are hating on Saquon. I still think most people realize how good of a player Saquon is. And I'd still be happy if we kept him. I love Saquon. Raymond says, who do you want at number 8 for the Knicks? I've said Vassell, Raymond. I'm leaning Vassell, the shooting guard out of Florida State. That's who I'm leaning. But I'd be happy with any of the point guards, Halliburton, Lewis. But I would want Vassell. I think we need a 3-and-D player. He's a good 3-point shooter. He plays good defense. It's a safe pick. That's who I want, Raymond. Ryan wants Killian Hayes. He wants Killian Hayes. A lot of people like Killian Hayes too, man. Let's see. Finally fixing the offensive line. I got let me take another sip of my lemonade, which is tasty, by the way. It's good. Now I'm going to sneeze. I've only sneezed once on stream, and I almost just did it again. He says, stop the cut Zeitler narrative. He's solid. Our best guy. Don't create another hole in the O-line just to save cap space. Renegotiate and extend him. I wouldn't be against it. I just think they will. I wouldn't be against it. If you could trade, obviously trade's better. You get draft capital if you get rid of him. I'd much prefer that. I think it comes down to what they feel about Shane Lemieux. And we'll see. But I wouldn't be upset at all if they kept Zeitler. I still think, at least for another year. Maybe you don't even extend it. Maybe you let him play out his contract and you play him for one more year if you feel like Lemieux's a part of the future. I won't cry if they do that. Zeitler's still a good guard. I wouldn't cry at all if they did that. And it would provide continuity for one more year on that offensive line. I don't know if he's in the long-term plans, but it's certainly not a given that they're going to cut him or trade him. I just think that's a way to create cap space. And I think it's almost 50-50 with Zeitler. But I could definitely see him back. It is not beer. It is lemonade, nor Alex. Nate, what's up, Nate? He says, the entertainer, it's not that Zeitler is bad, and I'd rather have him than not, but cutting him saves $12 million. That's money we need to re-sign Leo and Dalvin. Well, yeah, that's basically what I was getting at. It's dollars and cents. It's nothing to do with the production of Zeitler. It's dollars and cents. It's going to come down to Lemieux, Nate. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to Lemieux and Hernandez. If the Giants, in my opinion at least, if the Giants feel that they can go to war with those guys, they're probably going to move on from them. If they don't, I think they're going to stick with Zeitler one more year. Cruz on, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. He says, we won 2 Super Bowls with a fourth and you're talking about the running backs. Yeah. With Bradshaw and Jacobs. Yeah. We also had an unbelievable O-line. But yes, for sure. Raymond says, thoughts on the Jets claiming, I guess it's good. I mean, listen, man, Raymond, the Jets, right now, if I'm a Jets fan, to be honest with you, Raymond, I am just waiting for the season to end. I'm being honest with you. Like, your team to me is you're clearly tanking. I'm just waiting for your. I'm being honest with you. I feel bad for Jets fans, but you guys do have a bright future. You've got you're gonna get Lawrence probably, and you got a lot of draft picks after the trade you made with Adams. So you got a bright future. I think Joe Douglas is a smart GM. But yeah, you guys are in a tough spot this year right now. Let's see what we got here. Wouldn't mind Udarisi to good. Oh, you talking about Mets free agents? What's going on, New York Mets, New York Giants? Pete Parker, man, great to see you in here, my man. What's up, buddy? Another great supporter of mine. He says, "What's up, Chris? How you been, man? Great to get that dub, Pete. Phenomenal. I couldn't sleep last night. I was up all night. I think I passed out at like 4:30 a.m. I was watching everybody's post-game videos. I was watching Pizzle's post-game video, Bad Dog's post-game, Hub post-game. I was watching everybody's post-game video, all the Eagles YouTubers post-game videos. I was happier than a pig in shit last night, Pete. Let's see what we got here. Entertainer, did you hear Colin Cowherd said DJ's a more mobile Alex Smith with a better arm? I did not hear that, but he has praised Daniel Jones in the past, and I think he could be that. But for him to be a more mobile Alex Smith, he first has to become Alex Smith. Alex Smith is one of the smartest quarterbacks in the NFL. Jones has been smart the last 2 games. Alex Smith does not turn the football over. He's very efficient. So I'm not going to give him that yet, but he could be that. Raymond says, hashtag tag for Trevor is the hashtag for our season. New York Jets. So Raymond, if you type that in on Twitter, does that send you like old Jets tweets? First it was hashtag suck for Sam. Now it's hashtag tank for Trevor. Alphabet. By the way, that's not his YouTube name, but I don't know how to pronounce that. Let me try to do it one time. Let me try to pronounce his name one time because I call him Alphabet. Hold on, I'm going to try to do this. Yui Hide Fizidinda he SBBBBBB. Did I get it right? Did I get it right? Did I get it right, Alphabet? I tried Alphabet. What's going on, Alphabet, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, buddy. Sean says, hey, Chris, if the Giants make the playoffs, what do you expect from them? Can we beat a playoff team? I think we could if we make the playoffs, depending on who we play. If we play like the Bears and we're at home, sure. I think we could win a game. I'm not saying I'd pick us. It depends on who we're playing, but I think it's possible. I've seen crazier things happen in the playoffs when you get the first round bye. What's going on, Muhammadu, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. MJ6 says, good job. Noah Alex says, you got it. I tried my best. I think I got it. Royal Money says, I know we can make it to the second round. First, we got to get there, man. As Samuel says, thoughts on Shepard. I love him. I'm going to give Shepard his props. He's played well since he's came back. He's played well for the Giants. I've always liked Shepard. Shepard seems like a great guy, a great teammate. The thing I worry about Shepard is his health. You know, every year he's banged up, but I like Shepard. I think Shepard's a good football player when he's on the field. An all-around wide receiver, tremendous blocker. He's versatile. I like him. VT Jake in the chat. I'm assuming that's Vermont Jake. He says, I'll be saying this every week at least once until the playoffs. For the Giants need to pretend every team they face onward are wearing Skins jerseys. That's not a bad idea, VT Jake, because Daniel Jones undefeated against them. So maybe that's what he did this week. If he continues to do that, he won't lose another game. Finally, fixing the O-line says, Lemieux ain't Zeitler. Stop. Ask Bobby Skinner. I don't think he's Zeitler either. Not yet. I'm hoping he could be. I don't think he's close to Zeitler. Matter of fact, with Lemieux, I've even noticed during the games, I haven't been super impressed with him. I think he's been okay, but his pass protection's been bad. 2 weeks ago, I said it going into this week. I wanted to see Hernandez back out there. So I'm with you. I'm not against keeping Zeitler. I'm completely for keeping Zeitler. I think it's possible they don't because of the money, but I'm completely for keeping Zeitler. Frank, man, thank you very much, man. He says, is Judge that good or is Gettleman actually not that bad? Or both? This team seems to have a bright future. I'm excited. Yeah, Frank, my answer to that is, kind of what I said in my video today. I don't know if you watched it, but if people think it's more Judge, which I think is completely rational, I don't really care. They worked well together this year. Why would I break it up? I think most Giant fans would conclusively say Gettleman's first year with Judge was a really good offseason. Why break it up? I thought they drafted well. I thought they drafted efficiently. I thought they built for both the present and the future. They filled in their primary needs. Why break it up? Especially if the team continues to play well down the stretch. So that's my thoughts on it. Suzola, man, thank you very much, man. Yeah, Shepard's hands are insane. So good when healthy. Shepard's a good wide receiver. The hoodie ain't coming off. No, hoodie ain't coming off. Thoughts so far on the Packers this season? I was disappointed with the way that the Packers played this week. They barely beat the Jaguars. But I'll tell you what, man. Cool guy. Aaron Rodgers is so good. And they got a great offensive line. So they always got a chance. If I'm a Packers fan, and I don't know if you are, what I'm worrying about is the same thing I would have worried about last year. Your run defense is pitiful. So you can't get behind in a game. Because if you get behind in a game, not to say that Aaron Rodgers can't bring you back, because he can, but if the Packers fall behind in a game and a team is a good running football team, they're just going to run the clock out because you guys can't stop the run. But I never count on Aaron Rodgers. He's ridiculous. Furious Skippy, man, thank you very much, man. We heard CJ2K, Danny Dimes is now DJ2K. I don't know if I like that because CJ2K was kind of only great for like a year and a half. When he was great, he was phenomenal. But he was only great for like a year and a half. So let's compare him to somebody else. VT Jake says, I feel like the Ravens should be an easy win for us. VT Jake, I need you to do me a favor. If you're driving, Jake, pull over. get rid of the beer can, and walk home. I can't have you getting arrested on my stream because I know you're drinking. So if you're driving, pull over, get rid of the beer can, and walk home. All right? All right, Jake? Let's see what we got here. Johnson was good. I'm just messing with you, Jake, man. Brian says, remember when I said if the Giants win the NFC East, you would give me a wrench? It might happen. Brian, I'll give you a wrench if they win the NFC East. You heard it here right now. I love VT Jake, though. He's a funny guy. Ravens are garbage, eh? The Ravens haven't been playing great as of late, but they're definitely not an easy win. They have a great 53-man roster. You never know. I'm not saying we can't win, but they are not an easy win, and we definitely won't be favored. Thoughts on Austin Mack so far? The man Matthew says, I like him. I hope that they find ways to keep him in the lineup. I like him. Gisolo, thank you very much, man. Honestly, Lamar Jackson don't scare me much. Lamar Jackson's definitely regressed this year. And I don't know if it's because the teams, I don't get to watch every Ravens game. I don't know if it's because teams have picked up on him or he's just regressed. Last year, if you looked at his numbers, they were completely unsustainable. He threw, I think, 36 touchdowns with like 3,000 yards. So like every time he got in the red zone, he threw a touchdown. So his numbers were completely unsustainable. You knew he wasn't going to post the same numbers this year. But yeah, he hasn't been as good as he was last year. That's for sure. Darth Licker, thank you very much, man. No cap, Shepard is a better blocker than Ingram. I agree, but Ingram, I'm gonna give some props, man. That Boldy did some breakdowns, and he did a really good job blocking. At least a couple of clips he showed blocking this week at the tight end position. And RC dude, man, thank you so much, man, for the super sticker. I appreciate that, RC dude, with the pair or whatever that is. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that, buddy. Thoughts on signing Golladay? I don't think he's gonna be available. But maybe he will be, and if he is, I'm all in. If we have the necessary cap space, Bobby Skinner, who, by the way, if Fix the O-line's still in here, I'm going to be working with Bobby Skinner this week. I think you emailed me about Bobby Skinner. I'm going to be working with Bobby Skinner this week. And Mike Too Nice, we're going to be doing a 2-hour podcast. I think it's going to be on Thursday, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And Bobby is dying to get Kenny Golladay. And I agree with him. I think Kenny Golladay does fit the scheme perfectly. I think he's the exact type of wide receiver that we need. Frank Corona, man, thank you very much, man. Cincinnati, Dallas, and Cleveland are must-wins. And 1/3 against Baltimore, Arizona, Seattle could get it done. Yeah, if they win those three, they have an outside chance, Frank. If they don't even win the other three, they have an outside chance. If the Eagles go 2-5 down the stretch, which when you look at their schedule, they could. But if they win 4, they're in. At least I think so. But if they win 3, they could get in. But I agree with you. Cincinnati, Dallas, and I'm saying either split the Arizona or Cleveland game, and that gives you an opportunity to get in. For sure. 6 wins gives you a chance. 7 wins, I'm like 90% get you in probably. We are the best team in our division. We should be 5-0 in our division right now, real money. It's not even a debate. We should be 5-0 right now. Now that I really like. Bobby Skinner really knows his stuff, especially O-line play. Bobby Skinner's a great guy. Great guy. He's been on the channel a couple of times. Love Bobby Skinner. So he's a former offensive lineman. So that's why he really knows his stuff. He's 6'7". Guy's an animal. Nate says, Entertainment Dog Sports, I hate to say this, but I watched the Notre Dame Clemson game today, and that middle linebacker y'all have would look damn good in blue. Nate hates Notre Dame. Nate hates Notre Dame. VTJ says, lost past 5 or 6 games by 3 points or less. You talking about the Giants, Jake? You talking about the Giants? Do you think the Giants will trade Barkley for a decent corner or star receiver since Gallman is an insane running back? No, I don't think they're going to trade Barkley. I get asked this a lot. It doesn't make sense to trade Barkley right now because you're not going to get – I always say it's like the stock market. You don't trade players when they're at their all-time low. And right now, Barkley's at his all-time low. It's almost like you bought a stock at $100 a share, and Barkley right now is like $30 a share. You'd be getting 30 to 40% of your investment because he's banged up with the ACL. So I don't think it's the right time to do it. I think Barkley's going to be back. I think he's going to be playing for the Giants next year. When is McKinney coming back? I think it's gonna. I think McKinney will be back this week, or 2 weeks rather, because we got the bye. I don't know how much he's gonna play, but I think he will be back our next game. I don't know how much he's gonna play though. What will the Giants do with Nate Solder? I think they're gonna cut him after June 1st. What I heard was, and I'm gonna have to do more research into this, but I'm pretty sure from what I heard, if they wait till after June 1st, and I think it was the same thing this year, but and then he opted out. If they wait till after June 1st, they save an extra like $5 or $6 million. I think they save like $10 million if they wait till June 1st. If they cut him before that, they only save like $3 million. So I think they will end up cutting Solder if he doesn't retire. He could retire, which would be the best thing. But I think they will cut him. What's up, Luann? Thanks for popping in the stream. Beat a good team, then the teams can be evaluated. Motivated T. Talking about the Giants? Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, listen, I don't motivate. I don't know if you're a Giant fan or not. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I think you gotta. Well, if you're not a Giant fan, I think you gotta understand the Giants fans have every right to be excited. I mean, we haven't beaten the Eagles in forever. And it's a team that we couldn't get over the hump. And coming into the year, I said to myself, even if we win 4 or 5 games, if we beat the Eagles once and we beat the Cowboys once, that's a successful season for us, because we were on a team that was expected playoffs to begin with, and that's starting to show that we can compete with the teams in the division. So it was a huge win to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I recognize they're not a great football team, but it was a big win for the New York Giants. What's up, Mercedes-Benz, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. VT Jake, man, thank you very much, man. Hawks will be an easy win for us. It sounds like VT Jake. It sounds like VT Jake has us running the table, because those are our 2 toughest games. So if he thinks the Seahawks are going to be easy, he thinks the Ravens are going to be easy, you got us going 9-7. I think Jake's got us running the table. And Jake, again, stop. Get out of the car. I love you, Jake. I can't have you going to jail tonight. Get out of the car. Motivated T says, I love what Joe Judge is doing. Joe Judge doing a great job this year. Yeah, I love what they're building right now. Talking Jake says, remember me. Yes, I do. What's up, Talking Jake? Thanks for popping in the stream, buddy. Let's see what we got here. We're going to win 4 more games. 1 surprise win. I think minimum 2. Minimum 2 I think we get. I think we could easily win 3. 4 is possible. I'm leaning 2 or 3. I'm hoping for 3. Let's see what we got here. Who are all these Jakes in the chat? Jake, I don't know. Maybe they're your brothers. Maybe they're your brothers, because that's the way it works. If you have the same first name as somebody, you guys are brothers. Chris, what are your thoughts on the first half of the season? Chris Leone says, it's about what I expected in terms of record. I had us winning 4 games when the year started. So, no, not 4 games, rather 6 games when the year started. So it's about what I expected. I kind of changed it to 4, but now they won these 2 in a row. So maybe I'm sticking with 6. I got us at 5 or 6 right now. So it's kind of what I expected, but I'm happy. I'll tell you what, this is exactly what I expected. I didn't think Jones would be that poor to start the year, but I thought we were going to start out really slow, and then you were going to see a much better team around week 6 or so. So it's kind of like exactly what I thought with this team. And I think you're seeing a much better team, and I think it's only going to get better as the season wears along. So, yeah, I'm not really surprised. It's about what I expected, and I'm encouraged by it. They're not having the Pro Bowl Jack this year, but if they were, I think you'd get Gano in there for sure. I think Gano would definitely make it. Gano would make it. Bradbury would probably make it. Martinez would have a chance. Yeah, there's a couple of the names right there. Rogue says, I expected that too, Dana, but I thought we'd have a preseason to get our players ready. Yeah, if we had a preseason, Roger, it might have been a completely different scenario. Maybe we win an extra game or 2, being that we're more experienced coming out. It is what it is. We had to overcome it, and we fought, and we're getting better every week. But, yeah, we were definitely at a disadvantage, being that we had 2 completely different schemes to learn and everything else, a brand new coach, complete unfamiliarity. PJ Shaw says, who will we draft this year? I've gotten this a bunch tonight. I'll let you know after the regular season, because I have no idea right now, because I don't know where we're going to be picking. But I'll tell you this, cornerback, wide receiver, middle linebacker, edge rusher. It'll be one of those 4 positions more than likely. but I don't know where we're going to be picking right now. John says, Giants best team in the division, evidence Colin Cowherd. Well, if Colin Cowherd says it, it's got to be true. No, I'm kidding. Right now, the Giants are the best team in the division, the way they're playing right now. They're playing like the best division. The record doesn't say it, but they're playing like they're the best team in the division. Gavin says, who will the Knicks draft this year? I'm hoping for Vassell, the shooting guard, but I think in the end they'll probably take a point guard. But I'm hoping for Vassell. But I'd be happy with a point guard too. Let's see what we got here. Has Joe Judge exceeded your expectations so far? Jerry, do they have good Wi-Fi in jail, Jerry? Because you have to be in jail, right? As far as Joe Judge exceeding expectations so far, I had high expectations for him. So I'm gonna say that he didn't really exceed expectations. He met my expectations. I had really high expectations for him coming into the year. I had really high expectations coming into the year. Simon Z says, Tana, when do you see McKinney coming back against the Bengals or after? He's coming back this week. 2 weeks. He's coming back 2 weeks. Giants for life. What's up, Chris? That looks like that. What's up, Giants for life, man? Thank you for popping in the stream, buddy. Got to put some respect on Jason Garrett's name. Yeah, Jason Garrett's been great so far this year. Let's see what we got here. Rayo says, the Entertainers Focus Sports, you're right. We are exactly like the 2019 Dolphins. You're a genius, Chris. LOL. Anyway, love your stream. I appreciate that. And I'm hoping we duplicate what they did in their second year. But I think we definitely could be, man. Luann says, Chris, you look good in those colors. Well, I appreciate that, Luann. Thank you for tuning in the stream. Great supporter of the channel. Why would you change your name to that? Oh, maybe you're talking to somebody else in the chat, T Savage. What's up, Chris, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. I love your name, by the way. Love your name, man. Somebody said Thomas holding issue. I don't think Thomas has hold. I know he had a hold this week. He's only got 2 penalties for the year. I don't think he's got holding issues. This is my first win against the Eagles. Started watching in 2017. Well, Mystery Man, congratulations, buddy. It feels like it's my first win against the Eagles because we never beat them. But congratulations. I'm sure it feels good for you. And hopefully, if you watched in 17, you haven't seen the Cowboys winning yet either then. Because they swept the Cowboys at 16. I haven't beaten them since. So hopefully you get your first Cowboys win this year too, buddy. Who is the one player you want to pursue in the offseason? If I had my pick of the litter, if it was me, I'd probably go after an edge. Depending on which guy's available, I'd probably want an edge. I don't think that they're going to do that, though, because the Giants' defense, I don't think they're going to value the edge as much as we think as fans. They're a team that focuses on trying to get pressure through scheme, through blitzing. I would go after the edge. If I had to guess, I think the Giants will probably – I could see them going after a wide receiver if the right guy's available. I could see them going after a wide receiver. PJ, man, thank you very much, man. He says the Cowboys might be interested in Baker. He's going to sign to them and then rob Jerry Jones. He might. He might, PJ. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, man. Riley Reed, you trickster, you. No, he might. I definitely could see the Cowboys doing that. I'm not looking forward to facing the Giants for years to come. Oh, hell. We both know I'm not coaching Dallas much longer. Oh, well. More time to down some greasy burgers. Sick as Jerry Jones's dessert. Mike, I'm gonna tell you what, man. You better start getting your resume together, buddy. You better start getting your resume together, buddy. Mike. I don't think you're gonna be coaching much longer there. Is extending Bradbury possible this year? It's possible. It's possible. I wouldn't say likely, but it's possible. I think they'll wait another year if they're going to do that. Let's see what we got here. Bradbury versus Metcalf is going to be a good matchup. Yeah, the thing is they don't really, they don't usually have him mirror wide receiver. He kind of plays aside. So I don't think he'll be exclusively matched up on Metcalf. But yeah, I'm sure he'll go up against him throughout the game. Who do you think would be a good option for cornerback 2? In free agency or the draft? I mean, in the draft, there's a number of guys, depending on where you're picking. In terms of free agency, Patrick Peterson's the big name, but he's up there in age. All the free agent cornerbacks are like older. There's none that really jump off the page to me. I would prefer to get one in the draft. I don't know if they'll go first or second round, but I prefer to get one in the draft. Frank Corona, man, thank you very much, man. I personally prefer Allen Robinson to Kenny Golladay. Puts up numbers with shit quarterbacks. Allen Robinson, they're both great, Frank. They're both great, but I understand what you're thinking there. He's had Stafford his whole career. Definitely doesn't hurt. Plays in a dome. The one thing I really like about Kenny Golladay, Frank, he's a big play wide receiver. If you look at his yards per catch and his touchdowns per catch, it's insane. Like, I think he only had like 60-something catches last year, and he had a lot of touchdowns. I don't know. He makes big plays. But I like both of them. I'd be very happy with both of them. Dart, man, thank you very much, man. Doug Peterson is a joke. Doug Peterson, Dart Liquor. I'm calling that game, and I don't know why I'm surprised, because I'm not exaggerating. Every time I call an Eagles game, I feel that way. I'm like, how is this guy a coach? Like, I don't understand a lot of the decisions that the guy makes, and I think Frank Reich had a lot to do with his success. Frank Reich, an unbelievable offensive mind. You've seen what he's done when he's gone over to the Colts. He completely changed that offense. I don't think Doug Peterson is a very good head coach. I just don't. He doesn't meet the eye test for me. ISO Media says, stand up, Shane. I love your videos. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for all the support, man. 6'9" in the chat. He says, go G-Men, boys. Congratulations on the win, 6'9", man. You deserve it. There's a dime. There's a dime. He's throwing a dime. I like it. I'm not going to say the nickname because he's got to earn it. He's got to earn it. Dart Liquor, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. He says, my guy thinks he's playing Madden. What is it? I don't know what you're referring to, Dart Liquor. Did that go over my head? Hold on. Let me scroll back up. I want to try to get your joke. Oh, you're talking about Doug Peterson. You're talking about Doug Peterson. Yeah, Doug Peterson's going for 2. He does that every single game. He does that every single game. And to me, he's just way too aggressive, too. I just don't like Doug Peterson. I don't like his play calling. I don't like that he brings in Jalen Hurts. There was a crucial point in that game, okay? The Eagles were running all over us, like all over us. They get the ball, first down, Wentz throws, incomplete. First thing, the way they were running on us, they probably shouldn't have been throwing on first down, but whatever. Second play on 2nd and 10 on his own 35, he brings in Jalen Hurts. And, they end up going to 3 and out. But I don't understand. It feels like he's forcing himself to use Jalen Hurts because they drafted him in the 2nd round. I'm happy that he's the coach. I hope Doug Peterson stays there. I don't think he's a very good head coach. Lucas, man, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Shout out to Casper. We need a humbled, healthy, hungry, and affordable OBJ, and Daniel Jones becomes elite. Let's go, Giants. Yeah, if we could get a guy as talented as OBJ that has all those characteristics, let's rock and roll. As far as Casper goes, he's phenomenal. He told me today he's actually starting a YouTube channel, so I'll be sure to check that out. And I'm hoping on Saturday he's able to call back in. X-Man, I want to give you a shout out, man. Thank you for being a new member, being a member, not that you're new. And I like the new. That's new, right? I don't remember that. You got the Hangover. You got the Hangover profile picture. That's new. I like it. But X-Man, man, thank you for being a member, man. Let's see what we got. We got Chris Bass in the stream. He says, utilize Penny more, whether fullback block or pass block. They used Penny, I think the game before. I think he caught a pass. Maybe it was 2 games before. But you're right. They have not used him much at all. They've used Caden Smith in the fullback role as well. They haven't used Penny that much this year. I'm actually a little bit disappointed with that. I thought they utilized him more than they have. They have used Caden Smith and Caden Smith this week had a huge block on the run by Daniel Jones. The touchdown run. I don't remember if it was the touchdown run that was called back. I don't think it was. I think it was the touchdown run that held up. Caden Smith had a big block on that play. Chris, you need your own radio show. That'd be cool. Maybe one day, Luann. Maybe one day. And Christian, man, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Hey, Chris, big fan all the way from North Korea. Wow. North Korea with American currency. That's awesome, Christian Okoye. And I appreciate you for being here, man. Thank you for all the support. And, yeah, you're a long ways away, man. But thank you for supporting the New York Giants. IQJ says, stand up, New York Giant fans. What's up, IQJ? Let's see what we got. Gallman is the best running back out of New York in the past few years. Never gets hurt, never complains, simply gets yards. I like Gallman. I like Gallman a lot. I still like Barkley, but I want to see both of them play together next year. I never get dank jokes. I don't know. Maybe I'm bad at that. I see that Roger said Roger, you have a great night, man. What role do you think Dante Pettis will play? Kick returner. I think that's his predominant role. I think he's going to be a kick returner. Yeah, I think that's how he's going to be used mainly. The Entertainer Talking Sports would be able to trade Tate for a pick in the offseason if you find a desperate enough team. But at the end of the day, Tate still makes a lot of money. Teams are going to know that you're probably going to be prone to cutting him. You're not going to get much. You'll be lucky to get a 6th-round pick, in my opinion. And you probably wouldn't even get that just because of his contract and his age. You might get something, but not much. I would try to trade him if I could. Yo, Chris, you should collab with Knicks Fan TV before the draft. I'd be down for sure. I mean, the draft's only in 2 days, so it's a little late now. But I actually almost did a podcast with CP, and I gotta reach out to him. Maybe I'll do that. I would love to do that with him. He's a great guy. I've been on his channel before. Sabrina, don't talk about Gallman. He's actually pretty good. We need to give him a chance. Tana, a lot of people saying we're going to put Logan at cornerback 2 when McKinney's back. Thoughts? Yeah, I think he's either going to be the cornerback 2 or the slot corner. And I'd be leaning cornerback 2, actually. I would be leaning that, or at least in some capacity. Maybe not full-time. Maybe he's not playing there every single down. But I think they will use him there at certain points in the game. Stand up, Jarvis Juice, man. Great support of my channel, man. Glad to see you in the stream, my man. Sugar Tots. Got to shout Sugar Tots out whenever I can. What's up there, Mr. Tots? Am I Just Good says, Entertainment Dog Sports. I don't understand not resigning Baker, not resigning a first-round pick. You traded up to get makes no sense. At least give him a shot on the practice squad or something. Not happy. I understand why you're upset. It's a judge decision because there's no way Gettleman would have done that. He traded up to get him. That's a judge decision. Judge even came out with the statement, and I think he said something along the lines of, we don't, in a nice way, but he basically said we don't think that he fits with this organization. It's a judge decision, and I mean, my answer to you is I think he's trying to build a culture. And my guess is he probably didn't, even before this, the things you heard about the voluntary meetings and everything else, he probably didn't set the best first impression based off of what happened last year. But I would have welcomed him back. You got nothing to lose, so I understand it. I understand both sides of it. But yeah, I would have liked to see him try, hopefully get another shot, and he will somewhere else. Do you think we will get a compensatory pick for Baker? I do not. No, because he's not. The way the compensatory picks work are they have to make. I did a video on it. You have to make a certain amount of money. Like it has to be a high dollar amount, like a top 20 or 30% in terms of salaries to be able to get like a 5th-round pick or whatever it is. He's not going to make enough for us to be given a compensatory pick. We're not getting anything. Right now, he's not on the roster. He's already been cut. So, no, we're not getting anything. Do you think the success of Gallman and our other running backs recently this season will impact the decision to re-sign Saquon when it's time? I think it's too early to tell, Sebastian. I think it's too early to tell, man. We'll see. I'm interested to see how Saquon comes back. I am definitely not going to commit to that they're not going to bring back Saquon Barkley. I got to see him play when he comes back from that injury. I think Gallman's played well because the offensive line's playing great. Darth Laker, man, thank you very much. How much longer are you streaming for? I'm probably going to stream for like another. I wasn't going to go that long because I got on late tonight. I'll probably go for like another 15 minutes. I'll probably end it at 11:10, Darth. I'll go for another 15 minutes. I started at 9. I'll go to 11:10 because I'm tired. But I wanted to come on and hang out with you guys for a bit. Whenever we get a win, I like to do that. Yesterday, I was just too exhausted to do it right after the game, and I talked to you guys for a long time after it. Wet 360. Thank you so much. Just have you gotten smacked by? Okay. No, that has never happened. We're gonna quickly change that. That's why you got to read those before you pull them up. But no, that's never happened before. Stolen base cards. Is Joe Judge your favorite head coach for the Giants? Ever? No, Tom Coughlin. Tom Coughlin won me two Super Bowls. So no, Tom Coughlin. Thoughts on the Knicks trading for Westbrook? Stay away. Stay the hell away. Go nowhere near Russell Westbrook. Stay away. I want nothing to do with him. He doesn't fit the timeline of this team. That's my thoughts. I want nothing to do with Russell Westbrook. Keep your draft picks. I don't want to commit $45 million of my cap space to a 33-year-old point guard on a team where we're nowhere near competing for a championship. I want nothing to do with Russell Westbrook. Let's see. Have a great day, Chris, because you are the GOAT. I've seen you comment on a lot of my videos lately. I appreciate how active you are on the channel, man. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Jatin or Jayton. Toper, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, buddy. What do you think about Harden going to the Nets? I think it makes sense. He's played with Durant before, and they're a team that's trying to win right now. So that makes a lot more sense than the Knicks trying to go after a guy like Westbrook. I could see it happening. I don't know their situation. I'm not a net fan in terms of their dollars and cents, but I know that they've been rumored to be potentially going after him. So it makes sense. They're trying to win now. So it makes a lot of sense. Ethan, man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, the dollar donation. I just got a lot of goats. Why am I getting goats? I appreciate the goats, guys. Thank you very much. I like Bill Parcells more than Coughlin. Yeah, I didn't get to see Parcells as a Giants coach. A tail end. No, not even a tail. I started watching football in like 1991, 92. So I didn't really get to appreciate that second Super Bowl. So when I really got into football, Jim Fossil, I remember Dan Reeves. I remember Parcells with other teams, with the Patriots and the Jets, but not so much the Giants. Coughlin was right in my breadbasket. Vinny G-Man says, nice hoodie. Oh, yeah, it ain't. Listen, Vinny. It ain't coming off, Vinny. Hoodie ain't coming off, my man. The hoodie ain't coming off. Why am I getting so many goats in the chat? What did I miss? Oh, Parcells is the goat. Is that what they're doing there? If Joe Judge doesn't pan out, look for the Jaguars quarterback coach to be our next coach. I'm kidding. Joe Judge is our guy, and we will be a contender for the next few years. Joe Judge is our guy. Joe Judge is our guy. What if we pick Petty Sewell and start him at left guard or right guard? If you take him, he's playing tackle. Whether it's the left tackle or the right tackle, he's not playing guard. That guy's a tackle. He's playing tackle. No doubt about it. I don't think we're taking him. I think the Giants have faith in the tackles that they have. And I want to say, why are we getting so many goats? What the hell happened? Why are we getting spammed with goats? What happened? But I just want to say thank you to everybody. We had over 600 people in here the entire time. You guys are freaking incredible. You guys are freaking incredible. You guys are the best. Congratulations on the win, guys. Is that what it means? I'm the GOAT, man? I'm the GOAT? No. You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. You guys are the GOAT. The 626 people in here are the GOAT. Without you guys, my channel doesn't exist. You're the GOAT. So thank you to everybody that always supports my channel, that always tunes into my streams, that always watches my videos. You're the GOAT. Sugar Tots is the GOAT. Afghanistan's the GOAT. Kakandi's the GOAT. Lake Nona's the GOAT. Tom, man, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. He says, Colin Cowherd praising Daniel Jones a lot. Says he keeps the turnovers down, will be very good, and so will the Giants. Yeah, I did a video on that. And good night, Joseph, man. Thank you for being here, man. And Alex, I appreciate that. He says you deserve way more subscribers. Thank you very much, man. Hey, I hit 30K. I never thought I'd hit that. So, as far as Colin Cowherd goes, I did a video on that, Taha. And, yeah, he flip-flopped a little bit on Daniel Jones. He was high on him before the season started. Then he was low on him around week 2 or 3. Now he's back on the bandwagon. And that's kind of what it is with young quarterbacks. It's a roller coaster. But you know what? Coward, I agree with a lot of things he's been saying lately. He brought up the Dolphins thing. I said that 5 weeks before. And it was nice to hear somebody that, works for like ESPN or wherever he works. Or Fox, I don't even know where he works. I don't watch it. But Fox Sports, whatever. Bring up the same point that I did. So X-Men says, GOAT stream, man. You're the GOAT, man. You're the GOAT. Jesse Cohen says, Tana, what do you think we will do with Freeman now that Gallman is doing so well? I think we get rid of Freeman. I don't think Freeman's back next year. You can only pay so many running backs. You could draft a running back in the 4th or 5th round. I don't think we're going to pay. You can't pay all these guys. I think they're going to try to keep Gallman. Stolen Base Sports Cards, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, buddy, for the $5 donation. Thank you so much, man. Cookie Monster says, Mike at 4 subs. Who's Cookie Monster, by the way? So are you talking about Bigger Mike? So are you somebody in my Discord, Cookie Monster? Gabriel said, all right, guys. All right, I'm doing it. What's up, Andrew Christopher? Gabriel just broke the news. I'm running for president. 2024. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start my campaign on YouTube. I'm going to be funded by New York Giants fans. I'm gonna get Mara to promote my campaign. So I'm gonna be running for president 2024. Eat the man. Thank you so much for the $1 donation, man. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you very much, buddy. Cole says you got my vote. Well, I appreciate that, Cole, man. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. I really do appreciate it, man. Trevor says, Entertainer Dog Sports. Hey, Chris, I'm so chucked up about the chuckiest chuckster. I think the Giants should sign Marvin Durgan, the chuckiest chuckster. Okay. That is clearly a troll. The Cricket Funkle Gunk Muck Gunkman. Good to know, Trevor. Good to know. You guys, all right. I appreciate the support, guy. Doug Peterson, Entertainer Dog Sports. Hey, guys, I'm an idiot. Bad Dog paid me to throw the game. You're welcome. I stuffed myself with too much cheesesteaks on Saturday. You're welcome again. Doug, I just want to say thank you for your decisions to go for 2 in the worst potential situations. I want to say thank you for that, Doug. Thank you for being an atrocious head coach. You belong in high school football. What's going on there, Heartstorm? If you guys haven't done so, go on over there, subscribe to Heartstorm. I got to get Heartstorm Media back on the channel soon. But Heartstorm, I saw you comment the other day. You want to come on Saturday, you let me know. I'm going to do it with subscribers. But if you want to be like on the panel where I bring subscribers in and we talk to them, you're more than welcome. So if you want to come on Saturday, let me know, buddy. Yeah, man. Saturday, if you want to come on, man. Absolutely, buddy. Let's see what we got here. Chris the GOAT. Balby, what's up, Balby, man? Thanks for being here, buddy. I want Lewis gone after this. I think Lewis is a 1 year. Lewis is a 1 year thing. Lewis ain't gonna be here past this year. Dion Lewis ain't gonna be here past this year. Sean G, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Grace says, I've noticed we don't pick up people with a negative background. Look at Kareem Hunt, AB, and now Baker, amongst others. We don't ever pick up people like that. I'm guessing it's due to culture. Yeah, I mean, the Giants traditionally have never been that type of organization. There's a couple of, one-offs. But overall, the Giants have never been that type of team to, they passed on guys because they smoked weed. They got rid of Burris with the gun incident. They've always been, for the most part, like I said, I remember they had a kicker, Brown, that should have been kicked off the team immediately. But for the most part, they've been a very conservative organization. They don't take shots with guys with any kind of wrinkles in their background. And yeah, that's just the way the Giants have always been. Somebody asked, is Logan Ryan going to be re-signed? I think he needs to be. Brandon says, why did you hit the e-brake on the last beer chug? Brandon, I was so exhausted, Brandon, that I went to chug it, and then it was like a third of the way done. I'm like, I'm not even gonna keep going with this. I'm like, I'm done. Next week or 2 weeks, I'm gonna buy a lighter beer because it is very challenging to chug Guinnesses. I chugged 2 on stream. Wasn't able to do it in the post-game video, but I'm gonna get a lighter beer. I'll get like Coronas or Bud Lights, and it'll go down real easy. Tana, do you think Slayton needs a haircut? I didn't notice anything crazy about his hair. Was there anything crazy about his hair? Do you think Saquon can? Oh, PJ. Okay. I'm assuming that means something good. Brandon says, I feel you, dude. I think he probably could. I think he probably could. Yes. Power clean. Is that a new term? Trevor says, yeah, take risks. Sorry about that. I got some. Oh God. What's going on there, Lucas? Man, he says William Jackson III, Bengals named to keep an eye on for next season at cornerback 2. For free agency, you mean, Lucas? Yeah, I haven't scanned the free agency market yet. I'm gonna look more into it. Probably around like week 15 or 16. I'm probably gonna start to do free agency content if we're out of it. Hopefully we're not. But if we are, which I don't think we will be, so I'll probably wait till after the offseason and I'll jump into the free agency content. But free agency cornerbacks are definitely a position that we could attack. Hearthstone says, I told y'all how that Baker thing would probably play out. You did. I remember you made that video right away. You did. You called that. You did. Good point. My man Joe Lutz, I want to say hello to him. He says, do you like turtles? I like turtles. Why not? I'm not picking again, Trevor Rubin. You got me twice, Trevor Rubin. Let's see what we got here. He is still down on the field. Hope he will be okay. Oh, you're talking about the Chicago game, Marjorie? I just saw you. I wanted to shout you out. But thank you to everybody. It is 11:06. And it's getting a little silly. I was going to close it at 11:10 anyway. Guys, I just want to say Foles is hurt. I'll probably watch the end of the game right now. But, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support on the channel. Thank you for everything that you do for me. I can never say thank you enough. I can't believe I had 30K. And things are going to look much brighter for the New York Giants going forward. Going to look much brighter for the New York Giants going forward. We're going to be playing meaningful football in December. Who didn't want to see that when the year started? So I'm really excited for the rest of this year, getting to cover this team with meaningful football games down the stretch. We're going to get that. And when the year started, that's really all you could have asked for. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. And thank you for continuing to support, watching the videos, coming in the streams. Enjoy these 2 weeks. You know I'm going to be here Sunday. We're going to party. I'm going to be wearing the hoodie against the Philadelphia Eagles when the Cleveland Browns beat their ass. We'll get more excited headed into the Bengals game. But hopefully I see some of you guys there for that. Again, man, I can't believe how much you guys blow up these streams. Had over 600 people in here the entire time. I'm just blown away. So thank you guys. Saturday, yes, I will be live for the Colin Show on Saturday. I'll see you guys there for that. I'll see you soon. And as always, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.